We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Well-Hatted Cinema Club. As always, I'm Eric today, joined by my incredibly handsome co-hosts over here. We got Brian and Micah. Look at these guys, man. Wow, just the three of us again. We enjoyed having Mike last week, but excited to get back to our roots here for episode 15. We got a doozy of an episode here. As always, we're going around through some movie news from this last week. We're going to get into our movie of the week, which we've done a little flip-flopping around here. So I think the movie Brian chose last week was Life of Chuck. We've changed that like twice. So we'll get to the movie of the week a little bit later.
For valid reasoning, all right? It was a theater problem.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
So we had to, these things happen.
You know, we're not perfect, but we're trying our damn best. But
yeah.
After that, after movie of the week, we got a little list ranking of I think we're sticking with the Harry Potter movies this week. Look at us. Wow. And then Brian's got another little mystery game for us. So jam-packed episode.
Should be fun.
Ton to get into. I'm excited. As always, we're going to go around the horn and talk about what we've been watching. Mike, I'll kick it over to you. What you been watching, my man?
All right, give me a second. As soon as I don't know why I forgot this was happening.
I always open my letterbox when Eric's doing. Whenever Eric's doing the intro, I crack open letterbox every time Eric's doing the intro. Every time.
All right. So in theaters, I went and I saw Ballerina, which I thought was a very solid entry into the John Wick franchise. The action was creative as always. One part, like, they did sell it in that they tried to really sell you on it in the trailer, but it is somehow still undersold. The flamethrower sequence is absolutely incredible.
It's nuts.
And Ana de Armas is just a really capable physical actress in this way. When I saw, like, the James Bond movie, No Time to Die, she was, like, my favorite part of that movie, which I really didn't like. And, like, this is just that sequence for, like, hour 40
for a John Wick movie.
So that's yeah,
it's funny. That's what I seem to be hearing. I mean, I'm hearing good things mainly, and it seems to be everyone is saying they're like, yeah, the John Wick thing was a little heavy-handed, and the story isn't that interesting. But it seems like the action is just like kind of like a lot of the John Wick like it's good enough where they're like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, cool. The story is like the least important part of this. Once, I mean, they start off hot, and then there's a part where they're like, this is why the rest of the movie happens. And you don't really care. You just gotta suffer through it because it's, whatever. And then, like, once they pick it back up again, just buckle in, and it's fun. But then I also watched, gotta get this in. I watched 28 Days Later. It's been a minute for me since I saw that, and that was really good. Really good. It's just like a surprising... good, it's like a good horror movie.
Yeah.
And then I watched a bad horror movie. I watched Until Dawn.
Oh man. I heard that's right. I heard it has nothing to do with the video game.
That's what I
didn't play the video game, but
I know, but like apparently there's no time loop in the video game.
I just think like it would. They were so close to just functioning as its own thing, and then they were just like, "But here's why this is all happening," and I didn't need any of that. Why can't it just be supernatural? There's already ghosts and monsters and shit.
That's what I heard. It's funny you said that because most of the pretty, not great reviews I've heard is they're like, the first half of the movie was fun enough to like be whatever, and then they just they overdid it.
They're like, this is why, and it's like, I don't need a scientific explanation for ghosts and ghouls and monsters and goblins. Like, I don't know, shit's going down, like a haunted house, like that, it would be just fine.
Enough said.
It was just a haunted house. What about you, Eric? What have you been watching this week?
I honestly thought you were going to take my movie of the week, or not my movie of the week, but the movie I watched, but you graciously left our theater experience from last Wednesday up for grabs. You and I, with Mike, after our last recording, went and watched Wes Anderson's new The Phoenician Scheme, and that was a great time. I really enjoyed it. Mike, I'm excited to get your thoughts on it as well. But that was just, I mean, it's like he's one of the few directors where it's still an event to go to the theaters to watch him. Every time he drops, I want to get out and watch it. Great cast. Standout for me was Michael Cera. It's surprising to me it's taken Wes this long to cast him, but Really stood out. Fun script. Always like a lot of the regulars you see in Wes Anderson movies. Some staples: Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Bill Murray. They all get their moments. But Benicio del Toro, I really enjoyed him at the front row. And then what was the name of the actress, the main I forget her name, but it was, I guess, her
I don't
first.
know, but it was her first ever
The
movie.
girl plays like the nun girl.
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie, so yeah.
The Nun. As always, though, I forget her name, Micah, if you're pulling it up.
Mia Threppleton.
Threppleton. I mean, she worked great with Wes's, very sharp script, witty dialogue, as always. You know what you're getting from a Wes Anderson movie. I remember, like, Mike had said this was the most Wes Anderson, like, people, streets were saying this is the most Wes Anderson movie out that he's put out. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that's just kind of a blanket statement, but a lot of fun. Yeah, Micah, your thoughts, too. I know you said something about, like, the violence in this one was more than...
Well, yeah, I was like a little surprised. I mean, slight spoiler: the way it opens, a guy gets blown in half, and I just wasn't fully expecting that. I really liked it. It's a little bit of a not quite a war movie, but there's a lot of like hand-to-hand fighting, a lot of explosions in a way we haven't seen from him in live action. I mean, there's quite a bit of that in like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I mean, Budapest took place in a war setting, but you don't really see.
You didn't see much of the war.
Yeah.
I do think it'd be interesting to see him do like a war movie or a movie that more heavily involves war. Maybe hand to hand would be more his thing. I don't know. But this was super entertaining. Take your dad to see it because it's a good Father's Day movie about a
Good
father, a daughter, and his like a bajillion sons. He continues to hide a lot of emotional depth in like a very beautiful and whimsical and eye-catching sort of frame. So he was just doing his thing. I mean, it feels like everyday Wes, but it's like, okay, like Ohtani hit another home run. It's like, okay, Ohtani hit another home run. Home runs are good.
You know what's funny too about Wes Anderson? Like every movie I've seen of his so far, and there's still a few that I haven't got to yet, but I usually always like them right off the rip. But I don't have like my definitive like where they really hit for me until multiple viewings. Like I've only seen Asteroid City once, so I feel like that one could potentially go anywhere if I watch it again. Because you know what I mean? Like my favorite ones, the ones I love the most, are on like they're in a heavy like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like heavy rewatch. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited to see it. I've never not enjoyed like one of his projects.
Brian,
my turn
what
to
have you been watching?
Well, there's one thing with a TV related, but I'll wait till the news section kind of crosses over there. But in the movie space, two movies I watched of varying quality, let's say. One was I was with Carly and we watched she wanted to watch a comedy, and we watched the Netflix. It's like a 2017 Netflix one, The Package.
Is that the one
Like,
about the dick?
Yeah,
Yes.
kid, they're camping and he gets his dick cut off. Which
Yeah.
it was produced by like I think the Workaholics guys helped produced it, and it's kind of funny because I usually like to support those like smaller like comedies like that. It has all the pieces of being one of those like underrated comedies that you see all the time, but it's just like needs to be like 25% funnier or a little more. Like it's almost there. I didn't dislike anything of it, but I also didn't really like anything about it. And it goes on way too long of them trying to get this dude dick back. Holy shit. The amount of like sequences with the penis is out of control. But then on a better note, anticipation of the movie of the week, which at the time was the movie of the week, I watched Prey, which is fucking awesome. And I cannot believe it did not get a theatrical release. But all is well, because it still succeeded in basically jump-starting the Predator, like this new Predator franchise, and getting someone like Dan Trachtenberg, the helm for it. But watching it again, like, oh my God, like this movie is incredible. And it was made for the big screen. It's shot like brilliantly. Like the action sequences are crazy. They're literally not like the Predator guy did full was it practical shit.
Yeah.
And they literally can't do it again. Like I think it's like some type of safety reasons because like the actor playing it was like I couldn't breathe. We had to take like breaks every
my
20 minutes.
gosh.
He almost got heat stroke, and that's why apparently they're like, yeah, bro, that's why the new one. People are like, why is it CGI this time? They're like, because we can't do that shit again.
Legally, we can't.
Yeah, but it was cool, man. I mean, it's a Native American story. They have a cut apparently that's all the English parts are actually in Comanche, which I thought was really cool. It's not too long. It's got some dope. Yeah, big fan. Probably shouldn't have watched it right before this new one because a little bit of
Yeah.
power scaling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good watch.
Good. All right. So what do we got here on this agenda this week?
Yeah,
Well-
let's hop straight into the movie news roundup. Anyone want to kick it off?
Yeah, I mean, we got Incredibles 3 director announced. We'll start with that, I guess. Who cares? Diminishing returns at this point. That's what I say about this shit.
All right.
Someone
who's
else go.
directing though?
It's
Okay, so it's Peter. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah. So yeah, Incredibles 3, which I didn't even know they greenlit. Peter Sohn, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sohn is directing it. He directed The Good Dinosaur and Elemental. Neither of those movies I watched. But he took the helm away from Brad Bird, who is still writing the script. But obviously Brad Bird he directed Incredibles 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about power scaling. There's definitely one that's a lot of it better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like my first thoughts off the bat were like when Incredibles 2 was coming out, my mentality was like, do we need another Incredibles? First Incredibles is fantastic. Kind of should just be left alone. Ultimately underwhelming in my book, but I don't know who's calling for an Incredibles 3.
But people will see it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
They
it'll
will.
get kids out.
like, Incredibles was interesting because now I can say like they should have just left it alone. But initially, it kind of did lend itself to maybe having a sequel. But this one's not bad by any means, but they waited too long, and I think it just kind of shined light on the fact that while these characters are interesting enough, where I'm sure this movie will be fine,
Mm-hmm.
they just caught lightning in a bottle with the first one with just a story because it just ends up being a superhero movie, a family
Yeah.
superhero movie at the end of the day, and I feel like this one could be better than 2, but it's probably just not going to be. You know what I mean? I don't know. You never know, though. I guess.
So my thing is, for as why they're making this, it's because
Mhm.
Incredibles 2 made $1.2 billion.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
there you go.
why.
There's your
That's-
answer right there.
that
1
is
point.
your
That's
answer.
crazy.
That is why they're doing it.
Money.
People were hyped for that movie. Eric. I feel like
Oh.
you're forgetting when it came
Yeah,
out.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
I
this
was
true.
stoked.
movie is one of my favorites. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
It's the only good Fantastic Four movie.
Love that movie. But as far as changing directors but keeping Brad Bird as the
Mhm.
writer, I would have done the exact opposite. The issue with 2 was not the direction. It still had some incredible sequences, high tension. It looked beautiful. It was flashy. The music was great. All that stuff. It was the story that was bad.
Yeah.
Why is it 2 days later? Why is the baby more involved? Like, why are
Mhm.
these goofy superhero characters here? I thought they could blend in. One guy's an owl. I hated all that. Why is it the power? I mean, I don't know.
And I just, Mike,
villain
at its
was
core,
weak.
in terms of writing, it's structurally the same as the first fucking movie.
except less compelling.
Except, less
and-
compelling in the sense where, like, but at the end of the day, it's one of them is now being assigned to like going and doing all the shit and reliving, and the other is now stuck at the house. And but this time just not as interesting. Sorry,
Right.
you were saying
Yeah.
something.
And I will say, like, it's similar in the first one. Like, it hit on those themes of like the dad, Mr. Incredible, finding a purpose, right? Like with his family and trying to, and then also themes of like adultery, like cheating and that whole aspect.
Their
And
marriage was at stake.
yeah, like
Bob!
yeah, and obviously, like, I'm not gonna hit on like it's a kids movie, Incredibles 2, like the baby fighting a raccoon. Sure, like I had fun. We had a great time, but I could take it or leave it. But it just seemed like the second one had a little bit. It just didn't hit as hard in terms of those themes, and I can't even remember what it's been a long time since I've seen the second one. Again, I was very underwhelmed, but I was calling for it. You are right. When the movie was coming out, I was excited. I can't even remember
Well, it was.
the whole like motivation of the sister of Bob Odenkirk's character's like motivation was as the villain.
The
Like
superheroes didn't show up when they needed help. Something,
they got-
something stupid like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who fucking cares?
The Electro guy. I mean, horrible. I mean, Syndrome was so good.
Syndrome, like iconic line, like if everyone's super, no one is. Like that's a crazy good theme. Versus like I don't even remember, like she just wanted to put goggles on everyone. I remember make her own little army.
I mean, he's so endlessly quotable, and he made sense as a villain. And I mean, he is like Doctor Doom light, but it worked. It worked so well. And then you have like the twin conflicts, the interfamily stuff, and then what do you do with your kids when they're superpowered and you're not supposed to be? I mean, it was great. It was fantastic. And then they took all those mature themes, and it came down to Bob yelling about math. And it was
Math is math.
Michael, you could talk about the like mature like dumbing down or like diminishing concepts. First one, he's gathering up the remaining superheroes and basically killing them in a test run against this fucking robot over and over and over again. So, horrible. She's gathering up superheroes to slap goggles on them and build an army. Like, whatever.
What happened to the Underminer? Oh, yeah, the video game. Why'd you squander the Underminer?
No, didn't they fight him in the opening sequence?
That's the whole opening sequence.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't really remember it. And then they get in trouble for fighting the Underminer. That's the whole point.
Yeah. And then they completely changed that kid, Tony. He did.
Yeah.
Like, he's a completely different, animation model.
Yeah.
And the second, it's weird.
I don't mind upgrades to animation. That's just gonna happen. It was been like 20 years? Was it 20 years later or 10 years later? 15?
It was probably in the middle there, I think.
Yeah,
like 15.
It was something crazy. I don't know if this movie is coming out because animated movies usually take about 4 years to make. So is this a 2029 Incredibles 4 or Incredibles 3, or is this a 20? Like, are they like halfway done? They announce it now. Next year they start press. Year after it comes out.
I don't know. They just announced the director.
I don't know.
Like, are they still storyboarding it? Like, are they even reached that point? Is Brad Bird still writing it? Like,
they say he is.
He probably had like a loose script, an idea, if in case they called him. And then it was like, I don't know, man, I have it, but it's not that fleshed out, and that this is what we end up with. And like you said, I've heard people like Elemental. I haven't seen it. But The Good Dinosaurs, I think, is pretty consistently low on people's rankings of Pixar. And Pixar, it's easy to be like, it's not as good as it used to be. Even there is a little truth to that, but it is easy to say that because now I'm an adult, and you fall into that trap, because they do put out good movies still that are very popular with kids, and they're still like really good. But when you're dealing with a third movie like this, like I think we're looking more at like a Cars 3 than a Toy Story 3. In this situation, you know what I mean?
That's a good
we can hope for a
that.
Cars 3.
Yeah,
I think you mean like a Cars 2, which I still like.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Okay, first of all, I don't think Cars 2 is bad. We can talk about this later. And I will also get up here and defend The Good Dinosaur and Elemental, because
I did say it was
I
bad.
like The Good Dinosaur. I like a little dinosaur cowboy, Stegosaurus, and then I actually watched Elemental with Oren, Eric. I don't know where you were. You were gone somewhere, but we put on Elemental, we watched it. It's basically about, like, is it okay to date people of other races?
I was going to say, is it like, it seemed like Romeo and Juliet of some sort.
It's like the fire people are like
fire and water people
from the Fire Nation, basically. So they're heavily, like, coded Asian. And then the ice people are so obviously fucking white. And then it's like, can a fire girl get with an ice boy? And the answer is like, yes. It's like, he likes sports. Her immigrant parents are running a noodle shop. It's like, it's so basic, and like, they didn't try anything creative. But, I don't know, it wasn't like bad. It just wasn't at all
Michael,
new.
let me make something very clear, because like there are movies like Soul that came up pretty recently. They're great. And I will say with Pixar, generally speaking, even at their lowest, they still fall above my animated movie diagonal, the Secret Life of Pets diagonal that I run by. They usually fall above that diagonal, even at their low. You know what I mean? Like that, they put out a pretty good product, even when you're like, it was not amazing. Like, we're not dealing with
Toy Story 4.
No one for me. I even like the movie, but I just don't recognize it. I'm like Quentin Tarantino, where he's like, there is no fourth one. It's 3.
Yeah, sure. I mean, wait, Is there 5 now?
They're
Is
making
5?
a fifth
Which
There's
one.
going to be.
They're
Okay,
making the fifth one.
So 4 is the one with the fuck ass spork.
Yeah. The
All right.
fuck-ass
Hate that
sport.
dude. Hate that guy.
It's all
He
good.
is trash and should be. No way Disney got away with selling trash.
Yeah, but it
to
still
our
made
children.
$1 billion,
Yeah.
Mike, and that's
No
why.
way
It
they
wasn't
got
even-
away with
that's-
selling garbage to our American children.
Yeah.
No way.
It made $1 billion, Mike, and that's why Toy Story 5 is gonna have Conan in it. I remember seeing that news.
Tom Hanks wants to pilot ships and be a captain, and instead they keep forcing him to be Woody.
Yeah. No.
I was so annoyed in this fourth one, which I only saw once when it came out, but
Mhm.
I don't remember in the theater like disliking it. But the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, are we gonna have like another emotional beat where they split up? We just had the ending. You know what I mean? Quentin Tarantino had an interview. He's talking about. He's like, Toy Story 3 is a masterpiece. And I'm like, he's right though. And like, you ended it with Andy leaving and the toys
Yeah,
going to a new
perfect.
home.
It was a
Yeah.
Why the
perfect
fuck
ending.
would you make another one?
Not needed.
Anyway,
Not needed. That I kind of opened a whole like can of worms we haven't really talked on the pod. I feel like with Pixar yet. So it just took Incredibles getting rehashed again to get us all up in arms.
how it goes.
So Incredibles 3 probably gonna make $1 billion.
speaking
I
of
just gotta
sequels,
say one last thing. We are so lucky. Oh my god, actually, how long before Finding whomever the fuck? Because Finding Dory still made $1 billion.
that was
like
rough.
exactly
That
$1
was
billion.
2016, dude.
It
When
was.
Finding Dory came out.
So yeah, they're struggling because who else could get lost? I don't know.
The movie,
And-
the movie starring Fish ends in a truck driving final act sequence. Let that just like
Yeah.
be like I'll address that. I'm like, I remember watching that shit and I'm like, what? Like they're not even finding Dory. They're just going around there and I'm not, maybe this is the too woke friend take, but like even then I remember watching, I'm like, I feel like they're kind of making fun of like mentally disabled people with two different characters. They
Okay.
had like two,
The
they had like
beluga?
two
The
different,
beluga, dude.
no, not the beluga. They have like a seal who has like a
Oh.
derpy ass face. And then there's a fucking like bird who like is clearly, a little bit I don't know. The
Well,
movie
I
was
mean, if you think about what kind of animal ends up in like an ethical zoo, you know what I mean? That's maybe
Yeah,
what they were going for.
they weren't in the zoo, Micah. They were out in the harbor. They weren't the
Well,
zoo
no, they
animals.
all
But
left
Dory
the-
ended up there, right?
Yeah, she was at the rescue whatever ocean show place.
I think somebody did say though with Pixar with Finding Dory, which I know we're harping on this. We should probably move on, but someone was like, even with a mids-ass movie like Finding Dory, they still managed to like hit in the emotional core at the end. A movie I didn't like when like you find out your parents had been like at the end you find out your parents have been going like with shell trails around for. What are you laughing at? What are you?
Sorry. You remember they made her dad like fish bald?
I can't hear what he said.
Gave him the fucking.
What are you talking about?
Look at what Dory's dad looked like. They managed to give him the chrome dome hair on the sides, but as a
Oh
fish.
my god! I was like, what is he geeking out about?
I'm sorry. When you said her parents, I thought about her dad again, and now they managed
Yeah,
to make him.
I
fish
forgot. Yeah,
bald.
he did. Like you could very much tell he was a bald fish.
Yeah, that's a violation,
Anyway, I was just
bro.
I was
making
just
a
saying
fish
that I was just
bald.
saying that they still managed to be like make a sweet moment where you find out every day her parents would like
Mhm.
putting trails of shells in like every direction from where they lost her to help her find her way home, and it's like, okay, I mean that is nice, but you
Okay.
can't. That doesn't justify 2 hours
An
of crap.
octopus driving a truck. Like it doesn't justify
Ridiculous.
that.
Yeah. Speaking of sequels, looks like the Saw franchise has been in partnership with Lionsgate back in James Wan's hands. I had to put the little correction. You spelled that. Is he directing or is he just a producer for?
I don't know.
He's like a
Producer, I'd imagine.
Because he's
but-
he's a good director, but as a producer, he is because he's got hands in a lot of horror franchises. Like there's a lot of crap. So I don't know, but that's still cool news.
yeah.
What is left for Saw? You know.
I don't know. Apparently, one of the more recent ones was generally like I don't know.
Mm.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe people liked it. I hate it. The one with Chris Rock.
Oh,
that was
No,
genuinely-
Spiral?
There was another one. Not
Oh.
that one.
Was there another
maybe it
one
wasn't
after Spiral? I
I
don't.
think so. I think so.
Was
Let
it
me
like
check.
was it Saw X? I feel like there was like an X one.
I don't know, but Spiral
Yeah.
was stinking hot garbage.
I was
have to
kind of
say.
like excited. And I'm not a Saw guy whatsoever. The first one, sure. It kind of
I
set
say
the tone.
first three or four.
Yeah. Even that for me is I've never been a gore guy, and like that's just murder porn. I know it's similar to Final Destinations and any of your slasher films in the sense where it's like, oh, some people want to go to the movies for the kills and to see that then they get something out of it. It's not for me. Never enjoyed it.
Eric, I'm glad you said that though, because this is my biggest thing with Saw, because people are like this murder porn. It didn't used to be. It slowly morphed into that. The first movie isn't crazy gory.
Agreed.
It's more of like
Agreed.
a mystery one. And then the second and third, and I can't really remember, maybe a little bit in the fourth, they still were following that like continuation of that story, but it started drifting more into the gore porn. And then going forward, they didn't give a fuck about plot. I mean, they just came up with creative traps.
Didn't they put Paris Hilton in one of them? Like they clearly did not give a fuck. They had like Nickelback and like Paris Hilton in a car, and they like tore them to pieces. I think, or some band.
Nickelback.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it morphed into what was essentially like a murder, just like a murder porn movie franchise. But at the first one, the James one, they didn't have the budget to do that shit. The most famous trap, the reverse bear trap, you don't even see it open. She just has to get out. I'm just saying, yeah. If you don't like gore, but you haven't seen the first Saw, you should watch it.
First one's a little iconic.
It's really good
for that reasoning. But I remember when Spiral came around. This is 2021. I looked it up now. Looking at that cast with Chris Rock and then like Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie.
I heard it was so.
I was kind of like, oh, what are we doing? Like, are we actually like trying to do something with Saw again? And then I didn't watch it, but I heard it was. Micah, your thoughts?
I was It is. And like. It's stuff that like the movie does to itself. Like if you shoot a scene where someone escapes being shot or something, don't use the take where the person is staring them in the eyes with a gun at them and like manages to shoot the wall over there. Like I mean, like is it budget? I don't know what happened, but it was very just like lazily done and like not scary and just a little bit. You know what? There was another Saw project, Brian.
Yeah, it was. So Saw X, I'm just looking because Spiral was hated. Saw X was pretty well received. 80% of Rotten Tomatoes, 6.6 on IMDb, which for horror is pretty good, and like a 60 on Metascore. And so they're making another one.
I did watch that.
There's one coming out this year.
Still contrived. What?
I just saw that.
Yeah.
I just saw that. There's another one coming out.
That has escaped the radar. I guess, are they waiting for all their marketing for like August, September for October? When's it release?
I'm seeing September.
Well, it's scheduled to release. Yeah, I was scheduled to release last fall, so I'm not feeling very confident.
What's going on with that?
Yikes! We'll see that one in 4 years.
It was scheduled to release on September 2024, bro.
Yeah, we'll see if Blumhouse can get that off the ground. But I mean, any other thoughts on it? Just because I don't know.
We don't. We can move on from that. I'm just it's kind of just a franchise that I feel like if there's people who probably are still watching.
Is it?
But I'm a fan of. I'm not like it's not for me. I'm not gonna go fucking see it.
Is it the longest running horror franchise? I feel like in terms of like quantity of movies.
No, that's definitely like. What was the JLC one? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Halloween. I think there's more Halloween.
Halloween might have the most.
Or maybe even like
right now.
Yeah, because I feel like there's maybe like 10 or 11. I don't know if Spiral counted as like 9.
It did count.
Okay,
or maybe like
Texas
Chainsaw because of all the remakes.
Texas Chainsaw had a lot, but let me see here.
And then also like even if you count like the Alien movies or like Predator movies,
I don't count as a horror. That like anyone who goes. Silence of the Lambs is the first horror movie to win an Oscar. I'm like, it's not a fucking horror movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, if Mike could watch it and love it, it's definitely not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. Yeah.
Halloween has 13 films.
Okay, so it's Halloween probably.
I think they got him by 1 because Jigsaw puts him at 12. Yes,
well, that's right. There was a Jigsaw movie too. Yeah. Interesting.
So these are kind of, this list is kind of stupid because they're like the Mummy and Dracula movies, and I'm like, okay, if you think Brendan Fraser's the Mummy, is it?
But I mean, considering
when other horror movies, right?
Like when did the first Saw come out? Like 2005?
One or something. No, I think earlier than
Earlier,
that.
like 2003. Like in the span.
2004. Nope, sorry. No, you're right.
So in
2004.
the span of 21 years, they've put out 12 movies. They're just doing one Saw movie every other year. It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were churning them out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking.
04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. They just did one every year.
They took a 7-year gap after that, but that's crazy. They literally churned those bitches out.
I didn't realize it was like that.
Beautiful. I couldn't get enough. Couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
People are sick, man.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know.
You think the Backrooms movies are going to do that next?
Ah.
I'm just trying to segue.
Well, I just don't. I'm just not familiar with the back rooms. Can you explain it for us, Brian?
I'm probably not the one to explain it. I'm familiar with the concept. I've
Yeah.
seen some things that like pop on my feed where it's like a thing. People make videos up about it where it's like, like you ever like walk through a door that you thought the bathroom was in at the mall, and it's just like those hallways that you just don't know where the fuck they go. That's like the idea of it. Like people like play with this concept that like that you get trapped in there and they go on forever. I think American Horror Story did one about. I don't know the full shit, but
Yeah.
I don't
think
know
it's
if there's
just
really a
like,
narrative
they're very
to it.
like the
Yeah.
YouTube videos themselves. Because I'm similar to you,
Uh-huh.
Brian. Not as well versed. Kind of similar to like the Skibbity toilet stuff. Probably to a
It's
same
not as bad
degree.
as that,
Of,
but
like,
yeah.
I don't understand what it is, but I've seen the clips of like what it is, and it's the idea of like you're just like that. I think that's a great like comparison where you're just kind of in these hallways and similar to like Us, like maybe not even so like the basement. Like you're underground,
Kinda like
you're
that.
like you kind of like don't understand where you are, and then like there's always the idea that like somebody's following you, or like if you turn around, something's over your shoulder. And like if you looked up a video, like they're just like generally like pretty creepy videos, because you could see yourself in that situation. But like A24 has greenlit this project, inspired by those videos, and it's directed by Kane Parsons, who's 19 years old, which is
Okay.
youngest in A24 history, but like that's still
Is
impressive.
she one of these YouTube creators?
I think it's a guy, Kane
Oh,
I don't
Kane
know.
Parsons.
my bad.
But let's see.
I'm in the South.
American filmmaker. I mean, born in 2005.
All right.
Oh yeah, they created the viral web series.
Okay.
They created.
Okay, yeah,
Backrooms,
this gonna
guy.
fucking
So this
suck.
guy just
Okay.
made it, and now he's getting the movie.
Yeah, right. I've heard enough. Pass.
Yeah, you're off it. Even with James Wan and Sean Levy producing
I'm
it.
telling you, James Wan is just producing. He's anything Conjuring, anything Insidious, anything Saw related. Like he is a producer on those. Because he's like, I'll make that bread, bro. But I'm not like saying like that. I don't think he's directly going to be like, hey man, I'm going to help you out with this. He's like, yeah, shit. All right, don't make money. Speaking of Sean Levy though, the Stranger Things season 5 releases. I don't know if we really addressed that. They're doing the 3-part breaks. It was a 2-part break for season 4. They've broken it up into like I think it's like November, like somewhere in December, and then the finale's on Christmas or on New Year's. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're
Cool.
hitting
And I'll
all the
probably-
holidays. It's like
it's like
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Listen,
It's like
it's probably the thing is
part one,
I can shit on it.
Part 2 finale.
Yep, I can shit on it, but at the end of the day, because I just rewatched season 4, just cause, it's probably with all my problems with it, it's probably still going to be pretty good. It's probably going to look fantastic, and people are going to stream the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's gonna.
Yeah, I was just
I
saying,
think
like,
it broke some records for Netflix's like trailers, like amount of impressions or views. And to your credit, Brian, like season 4, like for me, like because we grinded Stranger Things season 2 and 3 in college, I was so disappointed after season 3. And for the show generally, like it's hit every season. Season 3 to me is super weak. Season 4 was a return to form. Like that's maybe my second favorite season.
I think you can't really call it. I don't know if you're allowed to call that a season of television, though. I just
Well,
watched.
there's only
It's not.
4 of them.
It's 9 episodes. The shortest one is an hour and 3 minutes. Most of them are around an hour and a half, with the finale being 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's is that a TV show? I don't know. It
No.
still looks good though.
It's a mini series that, like all the kids on the show, has like outgrown its form. It's just too like
But
I
it's
don't know what you
Netflix's
got to
bait.
do. Like I
But
don't
Netflix
know.
will give them any type of money and let them take as much time as they want, which is annoying as a viewer. But like, I do appreciate that, like, for a streaming service that is known to just be like, churn them bitches out. Like, they don't like watching season 4. Like, people always give shit for streaming shows a lot, where they're like, it's the lighting, the camera work, the the depth of the shot is all like really dull and lifeless. And I gotta give credit to Stranger Things; it was pretty good. In fact, I watched one episode at 4 with some fantastic, like, choreographed, dynamic shots, and I realized it was directed by Sean Levy, and I'm like, why are you the same guy who is directing? Like, so you are capable of doing like, good things, and then you're making Deadpool, and I don't know, it drove me crazy because it's just, I don't know what he's doing it on purpose. He's doing the Ryan Reynolds route.
Maybe the cinematographer went rogue, but I was gonna say, like, I mean, how it looks, the music, that's one thing. My issues with, like, the story, like, what is happening? What are we doing?
Yeah. I will give them credit a little. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to your point, Micah, like, I'm fingers crossed because I am still a fan of the show. If they land this ship, like, I'd be very impressed. Because this is like over a decade in the works. The story took a long time to get to the point now where, like, all the pieces are in place. And now that they are in place, like, there's not anything, like, he's like the writers have done a great job of building, and now we're here. And if you can't land it, then it's for what,
What does landing look like?
Yeah, no, it's funny though, Mike. I was thinking this watching season 4 with the writing team, because obviously they had a lot of time to especially with the later season, put it together. But I do believe that especially after season 3, I don't think they had everything lined up. And like they didn't have Vecna in mind. I call cap until like after season 3, or at least by then.
What season was it where she, like, became emo and rode off with her other superpower?
Oh, that was they were trying to. Netflix wanted to.
That's season 2.
They wanted.
That's where I knew they were directionless. Season 2.
Yeah.
What was
that?
that?
That one was supposed to set up.
It
was supposed to set up a spin-off show, and then then everyone hated it, and then they bailed.
They learned.
It was literally a filler episode.
Their lesson.
No, I'm just gonna say we don't have to harp on Stranger Things for too long, but like, I give the writing team like credit, but also it's simultaneously good and bad, in the sense where, like, you do have to take some leaps, but they've managed to kind of make it all make sense and tie together in terms of, like, the story. And somehow, even with a show where you gotta take some leaps, and it's very cliche a lot, and sometimes there's some bits where you're like, what the fuck was that? They still managed to make a very fun narrative, and with a cast that just keeps growing, they actually do a good job of making, like, all the characters, like, stand out, or at least, like, interesting. So I gotta give them credit where credit's due, even if, like, it's not exactly groundbreaking in a lot of ways.
But it is like Netflix's. Yeah,
we will see. Yeah, hey, we're watching.
Yeah,
I think everyone on this podcast will watch.
We will be watching.
So I mean, I can talk all I want, but I will be watching. Whether it is just to be like, well, that was dumb, or like, why do they keep giving that fuck ass haircut? Or, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, why does that guy have facial hair and he's
12,
13? It's been like 4 months.
The aging is so funny. Yeah,
thing is hard to look past.
And this season's picking up right where they left off, probably, right? So it's gonna be, I don't know. It's just funny. And listen, Micah, it's like you said about watching it though.
We have to go to the. Millie Bobby Brown just got married.
Yeah.
We're on the honeymoon and she was bald. Like, what are they doing? Like, what's the plan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're a grown ass woman. Why are you still shaving your head and putting on the jumpsuit?
I turned on season 4.
Will?
I turned on season 4 the same way, Micah, when it came out, and I was like, damn, 3 years, fuck this. I'm not even interested anymore. And I still had fun. Like, that's what people are saying. They're like, I'm annoyed too, but it'll probably still be good. I just feel like it will be. Although
season 4 saved
season
it for
4
me.
is...
I was like off of it at season 3. I didn't have much faith in season 4. I can confidently say it's my second favorite season now. One is just way too hard to pass.
We can talk about this closer to release or maybe after, but I wonder what the legacy of Stranger Things will be. Because so far it has launched exactly one career.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, yeah. That's weird.
It's a good...
Well, Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour, I would say.
I would say David Harbour got...
two careers. David Harbour.
I don't rate
Winona
Ryder.
Name something that didn't come out on Netflix.
I don't rate Millie Bobby Brown's career.
2
Yeah,
and
that's
3. I
it.
think
That's
she's
it. Which I like that.
We should just
Godzilla
move on if
movie.
we want. We should probably move on.
Yeah, we are just snails face
All right.
through our movie news this week. Let's keep going.
Sorry, but speaking of legacy, Superman will have early access screenings only for Amazon Prime Video members. Now,
Is it the premium
I
one?
hadn't heard anything about this.
Yeah, I put this in here. I saw.
Break it down.
I saw this got posted. So basically, they have early screenings that they put out to the market, and if you are a Prime Video member, you can sign in. You can sign through Prime and purchase these early screenings before other people can. And for me, I was just wondering, like, is this like a dangerous new precedent? Because is this Superman movie isn't aligned with Prime, is it? Am I tweaking? Like, it's not.
No.
I don't even know what. It's like a DC studio. Like, I'm wondering.
DC is through Warner Brothers, so I would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so I don't know
just some like promotion.
how they're going about doing this with Prime, but my question is, like, what if this is something like Marvel and like you're looking at Star Wars, any of these other, like, they do this through like Disney Plus, and it's a way to get people to subscribe to their. I mean, Prime's a little different.
Is it the premium? Is it the premium? That's what I was gonna ask. Is it the premium, like the one that you don't get the ads now, even though that didn't used to be a thing, or like because I feel like Amazon Prime is pretty universal enough where it's not that crazy. But I see your concern, right? If it's like you got to be Prime Plus to do that. I'm like, fuck that.
Right. I mean, I don't know, like,
I see.
I don't know if any of us are dying to go watch Superman enough where we're gonna buy a Prime membership, but like, if it got to the point with like something like F1 that's being put out by Apple, and they were like, come see IMAX screening is like a week early if you have like an Apple whatever movies.
Or Apple TV. Or Plus.
I would consider doing that, like, for a good movie, you know, like that I'm interested in, and maybe some people are, but I haven't seen the results of this yet, like if this is done well in Prime, and I'm just, it's not something that I ever thought I'd see, and I just thought it was interesting and wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it.
I think they're just probably trying to capitalize on the popularity of the movie and just thought it would do it. Plus, they have infinite money. Like, what's the harm in trying anything at this fucking point?
Yeah, plus I think this only benefits the Superman movie. Like, they're the beneficiaries of Amazon being like, hey, hidden benefit. Like, even if it's not a hidden benefit, really, because of how ubiquitous Amazon Prime membership is. I mean, it hits families. They're like, come see Superman. This guy's not emo this time. And they're like, you know, come see Superman. You know, it's hard because the Superman character is just been impossible since like Christopher Reeves.
And the Snyder just has infected so many people's minds where they're hating this movie. But Mike, it's funny you said though, because I think you might be right. I could honestly see that it was the Superman team reaching out to Prime, not the other way around. Because like, what does this really benefit Prime?
Does not.
They trying to get more members to sign up and then tapping into the Superman market? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the Superman market.
No,
it's not touching
the other way around. Yeah, it's the other way around.
Not touching Amazon. Ask a child their favorite superhero. 0 people are saying Superman.
That's a good point.
Unless they were raised by their grandparents. I don't know. But I still don't think so.
Superman's never been... some people are... if they're out there, I want to meet them. It's like, oh...
Yeah.
I don't know what you're on. But yeah, like, I mean, listen, we'll just have to see what happens.
World War II.
Like vanilla ice cream,
Probably. I mean, Superman was at his best when he was punching Nazis. But there's some people he could punch, but, you know. Speaking of punching or beating someone to death, I guess, like Superman did the Nazis, Caitlin Devers, whose character's name is escaping me. Abby.
Yep.
Famously beat...
Mike, I just wanted to say this so she could talk about Pedro Pascal getting beat up.
Famously beat Pedro Pascal to death. How many times? I'm sick of it. Personally.
Twice? In this?
Have you forgotten the Walking Dead? Have you forgotten Glenn? Have you forgotten Glenn?
Rest in peace, my
I forget everything
Glenn,
about The Walking Dead. I forget everything about it.
Eric, I was sitting next to you when that went down. That was horrifying.
Rest in peace to my boy, man. That made me stop watching the show. And similarly enough, I'm sure a lot of people stopped watching The Last of Us when Abby...
Oh, that was me. Oh, wait, not Last of Us, but
like
Walking Dead.
People,
I stopped
watching
watching The Walking Dead when they killed Glenn like that. Like, I'll be straight up.
I stopped watching The Walking Dead after I realized I was like watching an episode I think it was like in 3, 4. I don't remember. And I'm like realizing, I'm like, half these episodes have been just filler. Like people are just walking around. There was an episode dedicated to one character dying slowly in a house, and it wasn't good.
I remember that.
And then I'm done. I'm like, this is stupid. Then I found out they went on for another decade and a half. Yeah, fuck that show.
It's still ongoing, by the way. Michonne is out here. This is another
There's multiple
question.
spinoffs.
Kind of crazy.
What is the legacy of Walking Dead? It has launched 1.5 careers.
Yeah.
People love it
Because
though.
Homegirl
They make
can't
so
let
many
the franchise
spinoffs.
go.
There's like a Daryl Dixon one. There's like the Fear the one. There's like 3 spinoffs. So people are
There's
watching.
Daryl and Michonne because they're in love.
No, that's Rick and Michonne.
Yeah, Rick.
My bad.
The guy that's still
I
playing
thought Rick
Rick's
died.
still doing that thing, man. Like he's got that. Which, by the
We're
way,
in the
you
woods,
need to
man.
have what is it? AMC Plus is its own streaming service to go
Apparently.
see that, to go watch that. Like, which is
That's
insane.
some stuff. You go home and your parents are like, "Have you seen this on Amazon AMC Plus?" And you're like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, I think you got to. They probably in their mind, right? They're thinking like they put out some really good shows like Better Call Saul and like Breaking Bad, but they're like, we need the moneymaker. We need the one that gets people coming back. I don't know who these people are, but they're out there. They exist.
Yeah, I mean, we're so beyond the comic books at this point. That's
Yeah,
not even
I mean,
funny.
People forget that the first season was it was Frank Darabont was at the helm, who's the guy who did like Shawshank and shit, and then and the Green Mile, and then he left after the first season. So literally, the creative vision of that show is not the same as it was supposed to be. Literally after season 1, which is kind of funny when you think about it.
When they're on that farm for a whole season, it's like
That
a
was
page and a
crazy.
half in the.
It's the second
comic.
one.
I did read
That's
the comic
crazy.
because I was interested. I was into it, and I was like, "Wait, the farm is a page and a half. The prison is maybe a book."
I mean,
and they were there for how many seasons were in that damn prison?
Yeah, we forget that The Walking Dead had a chokehold on people for a while.
It
like,
was
all of our high school.
It was the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
The first season was, I mean, listen, no credit where credit's due. I remember like when the first season dropped, I'm like, this is incredible. And then the second one, I was still like, it was a little slow, but it was on board for like the highs of it. And season 3
that was
came,
the
and you're like,
farm.
all right, I'm still here, and that's 2 with us. And then 3 is a prison, and then I think they're still in the prison. I think when Rick like finished this episode going, they're screwing with the wrong people. I was like, I'm done.
Oh, it was
If
a
you can't say
terminus,
fuck,
yeah.
don't say screw. You're insulting me. Anyway.
I mean, people started noticing patterns. They're like, "Uh-oh, they introduced a new black character. R.I.P. the last one," and it
Somebody
was like
said-
clockwork.
Yeah, they do. The show also revolves in the thing. It's like the gang's on the road. They think they found a place that could be home. It's not all it turned out to be. Conflict. They're back on the road. It's just There's no end game too. What are they going to cure the disease? Now there's variant walkers apparently.
There's a lot
Anyway.
going on.
They
But
got superpowers.
bringing it back home to Caitlin Devers, this had been rumored right at the end when The Last of Us season 2 ended.
I knew it. I knew it.
Brian called it. She's getting her whole own season, which Brian, you're our resident gamer in this department. You can speak to it, but I'll just say, like, as a fan of the show, as somebody who will be tuning in, I'm excited. I will be tuning in. I think this is the right direction for the show. I think it's probably going to be controversial, but I think she's a phenomenal actress, and based off what I know of the story, this is going to lead towards you understanding the character more. But Brian, your thoughts?
No, I'll keep it quick because I know we've been harping on this a while. But obviously, I kind of saw once we got to the end of season 2 that they were going to do it like they do in the game, where you stop where you stopped in the end of season 2 and go back and do the story as Abby. It was controversial then; it'll be controversial now. But I think if they do it well, I think the Abby story is great. I think people have a lot of fun with it. And I think it could be really, really good. And I think Caitlin Devers is great. I will concede that if it's good, maybe people come back, but they're going to lose some people off the jump. Like the viewership of the first one is probably going to take a little bit of a hit, but if they do a good job, people might come back, and for people watching it, they'll enjoy it.
Would you say the viewership will sink, perhaps to the bottom? The bikini
yes,
bottom?
I would. The bikini bottom. Yeah.
This is maybe the most egregious thing we've put on our movie news roundup.
Raise your hand if you put this in.
I did not.
And so I
you like
want
to
to
read
say
it?
it. So good segue, guys. Ice Spice has officially been cast. Yes, Ice Spice has officially been cast in the upcoming SpongeBob movie. Gra,
There it
and
is.
will provide her own original song. I
What?
put one of these sub bullets down here. Someone else raise your hand. Who put the other one?
It was me. I just want to ask a question to the audience. Will she mention farts or poop in the song?
I
Like, no, right? I feel like I can't
I
speak on
be at my
SpongeBob.
bottom. I fart like a
Oh, yeah,
sponge.
well, does that count? Yeah, maybe.
I be going dumb. Patrick.
Patrick.
I just think it's kind of depressing with SpongeBob, like, because I know it's still going. They're doing this and they have the thing up, but if you know, the creator it's the first 3 seasons and it ends with the movie, the original movie, and he didn't want to do anymore, and then he died and they just kept churning him out. So literally everything past season 3 and the movie is technically, in my
Not
opinion, not
canon.
real. And if
Not
you ever
canon.
tuned into like a more recent one, it's like you wouldn't even recognize the show.
Yeah,
It's popular still with kids. It's just not the same.
I mean,
That's why
I
don't give a fuck.
don't know where. To your point on the farts or poop, I think this is like we were talking earlier about Prime helping
Yeah.
Superman. I couldn't tell you what Ice Spice is
helping
doing
who?
right now because like I don't know if Ice Spice appeals to the SpongeBob market.
Oh,
And
maybe.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
like
Brian's
She's not
going
even
on about
popular
how
right
the
now.
canon's not the same. He's an adult man.
I'm just saying that, like, this is
no, he's
like, I
right
just feel
though.
like,
He's right. I'll stand
But
on
listen,
that.
but the thing is though, it's like they're kind of like but the thing is, this isn't creative. Like, there was a time they had the Monkees, band from the '60s, do an episode, but that was like supposed to be for the parents. But this is like, I don't know, like, Eric, I'm with you. Like, I don't get what's going on here. Who is
We're the new
the
parents.
kids
I
love
don't
Ice
know who
Spice.
this is
The ki-
for.
You don't think they're gonna have? She's gonna do the song. It's called Sandy Cheeks. It's pink
No,
and it's fat. Call it Patrick. He hit it 3 times. It's
Probably.
a hat trick.
Did you
Yeah,
write this,
so-
Micah? What the
How
fuck?
do you
It's
have
wet like
all
a
this
sponge.
I
Come on,
regret
knock
putting
it
this
off.
in the
Knock
news
it off. We're
at
moving
all.
on.
I regret
Come
this.
on. She's got bars, guys.
No,
She's gonna talk about like the anchor sink to the bottom, like my poops. Fart.
Listen, man, you're probably right. I don't know. Give me more lyrics. You probably got it.
My bad. One more time.
No, I
All right.
I was in the theaters
No.
with Micah before Mission Impossible when they played the trailer for the new Smurfs movie with Rihanna.
I'm
And-
convinced that movie's not real.
And I think it might be money laundering, but
Yep.
what does Rihanna say? She goes, "What the Smurf?" Like that was some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard. And,
Oh my God.
And I think I was like, Micah was the loudest person in a full
I was
IMAX theater,
dying.
crying,
I was
laughing.
dying.
And I
couldn't
just like,
believe it.
I was thinking like, I said out loud, like, who is that for? And Micah made the good
Right.
point that like Rihanna wants to make this movie so her kids can see,
Yeah,
can see her
she
and
has
hear
an
her.
excuse.
And she's making an original movie for this. What is Ice Spice? Does she need this? Like, is her agent telling her like
Probably. The money must have dried
the tour tickets aren't selling. You need to link up with the Bob.
Get
Like-
the younger market. You know, they're sitting there. They're like, why aren't the 18 to 27-year-old crowd connecting with poop and farts? They're like, who is the poop and fart audience? They're watching SpongeBob and they're 5.
Yeah.
She's seeking out her audience. She's cultivating a new audience.
Yeah, that's got to be it, man. You nailed it.
That loves
has-
poop and farts.
yeah. Well, I won't be tuning into either of those. I wasn't a fan of the Smurfs back then. I certainly won't be watching this fake movie. They dusted.
What
they
the
just.
Smurf?
They said like. They just got enough cat. They typed in like, I don't know, ChatGPT. Make a Smurf movie. I don't even think What the Smurf is a proper use of the Smurf language.
No, every
gotta be-
swear is just
You got to be
Smurf.
Smurfing me.
That's their best burr. That's their best bit.
But-
Is every swear is Smurf. I love it.
This guy Micah said Brian's a grown man talking about SpongeBob canon, and now Brian's
you're on your-
arguing about the grammar of Smurf, the Smurf
Listen, Mike,
language.
I'm sorry you didn't get to watch SpongeBob growing up, and so there's
Hey,
a hole in your shit.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you,
We're
but
talking about now.
I'm on this side of the SpongeBob
Yeah.
side. Okay, let's find a way to connect this to this next
Yeah.
one, huh? And
All right, I put this in here.
yeah,
Speaking of animated characters, DC's Clayface is seeking the man behind the clay. And there's 4 finalists in this casting process. It's George McKay of 1917, Tom Blyth of Hunger Games: A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Jack O'Connell, who we saw in Sinners, and Leo Woodall from White Lotus season 2. He's the guy that was fucking his uncle.
I don't want him.
Well, why?
That's the only one.
Why
liked
did
all
you
of them.
want him, Brian?
I don't something about that dude. That pisses me off. I don't know what it is.
Well,
There's something
I'm pretty sure Clayface is a villain.
Yeah,
he is a villain. But the thing about this one, people are curious because obviously in games and other shows animated, he's a blob that can like shapeshift. But it's Mike Flanagan's script. So people are wondering if it's a different spin on it. I don't know, because like, how do you make Clayface in a live action sense without him just being constantly shapeshifting? Because if he's shapeshifting, who cares who's playing him? There's gonna be like 18 people playing him. And if he's just Clay, I feel like that'll look stupid. So I don't know what it's gonna be.
Maybe he's got maybe it's heavy on the before he was Clay.
yeah, some
Maybe,
sort of.
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like the director is James Watkins, who did Speak No Evil, and didn't watch that movie, but I'm not gonna blame him for whoever cut together that horrendous trailer. But he did direct that kid to do that.
I like that movie.
Oh, he did The Woman in Black? Yeah, I like that movie too.
Yep.
Did he do The Woman in Black too? Because I didn't like that movie.
No, he did not.
There you go. But well, there you go. So this will be some sort of horror movie, assuming. I mean, I love Flanagan. There's some Flanagan news also that I could have thrown on here, but I don't know if you saw it, Bri. But
No, which one?
It's nothing to write home about. He announced that his wife and the guy from Midnight Mass are cast for Carrie, which I didn't even know. I didn't remember he was doing Carrie as a show, which is fantastic. But a Mike Flanagan script. This could be, to your point, Mike, like some sort of body horror, like tragedy. Like
yeah, I imagine turning into Clay is pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
And I think, do you guys have a preference? Jack O'Connell is
recency bias right now with Jack O'Connor.
So hot right now with coming out of Sinners.
Right.
He's huge.
You missed the iron a little bit with Tom Blythe. If this was 2 years ago after Ballads, I feel like you would have got people. Maybe, I don't know. Girls liked him. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, girls liked him. Liked him. I don't think he translated enough. Without words, like he wasn't given the words, so you need to bring more, in my opinion.
I think George McKay is a good actor too, but I feel like I don't see that as much.
Yeah,
that was basically a silent film. Yeah, I don't know if he doesn't, maybe he can do the physical stuff.
Yeah, it depends what they're kind of going for, because when I think of like what the character is going to be and represent, if it's this sort of like tragic, like sad story for this character, like George McKay in 1917 played a very like kind of a victim type of character. A lot of bad shit is happening to him, versus like Jack O'Connell seemed very like devilish and charismatic.
Kind of more charisma because he was on Skins and stuff. I feel like he's got the more
Tom
charisma.
Blythe kind of played very stonish in Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, and then Leo Woodell.
He's also like charming.
He's charming.
His whole thing is that he charms this girl in order to rob her boss. Yeah.
And I know he can play dramatic. He was in that oh god, what's the name of that show? It's a sad one, but I know he can play dramatic. Anyway.
Okay.
I've seen George McKay do other good roles too. I liked him in Captain Fantastic, but I don't know. I don't know anything about this movie, so it's hard to say right now.
I did notice they're all playing villains. In their most notable role, except for George McKay.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
It's a good way of putting
it. Maybe they want a little bit of that as well.
That can provide some lens into what they're going for with the role.
They're also all British. Maybe he'll have an accent. I don't know. All right. Speaking of, I don't know.
We have a whole section here on the Alien and Predator franchise resurgence, and that kind of ties into the movie of the week. So I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. I'll take the movie of the week this week with Killer of Killers, Brian. If you want to either lean in it to again of what movie you'd chosen previously, or pick another one. But
we can talk about that after, because
I couldn't watch Dogma, which was Brian's follow-up. We had to check down to watching Killer of Killers, which was the new Predator movie that just dropped on Hulu. That was directed by Dan Trachtenberg, which Brian already talked about. Directed Prey. And we just wanted to kind of have a conversation on like the resurgence of Alien Predator, like between Dan Trachtenberg's Predator movies with Predator,
Prey.
Killer of Killers, Prey, and then Predator Badlands coming out this year, Alien Earth dropping this summer, and they just confirmed or are shooting soon.
They're shooting it this fall. Yeah.
Beautiful. They're shooting the Alien Romulus sequel with Kaylee Spaney, and then I forgot his name already. I forget everything.
David Johnson.
David Johnson.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is a franchise that, like, in the 2010s, outside of, like, the Prometheus movies, had nothing going on.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because Predator was, especially more Predator, because like the
Predator
Prometheus
was a joke.
Covenant, like people like that, but I feel like they just realize they're done with that story. But like, yeah, Predator was a dead franchise. They had like two duds or multiple duds in a row at that point.
Yeah. What was the most recent? The Keegan-Michael Key one?
The Predator, the Shane Black's The Predator. That was
Was that the one like set in like Los Angeles or something? I feel like
who fucking knows? I think people like the first two, and then I don't. It's but no, yeah. So wait, I'm just curious about something. So obviously I know we got Trachtenberg's Predator and Fed Alvarez doing Alien Romulus, and they both have said without actually saying it, like that they're like, yeah, like we're open to like kind of connecting these. And then with the Predator Badlands trailer comes out, and Elle Fanning's character has the Wayland synthetic things, which kind of like me, Wutani. I'm saying Wayland Wutani. That is, so it's like connected. But I have two questions because like obviously we don't really know if they are, and if they are, how they're connected. But is Alien Earth directly in line, like connected with the Alien universe, or is it like a different spin? Because I kind of thought the whole point was like they never made it to Earth.
So I did manage to find
I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing something.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
a synopsis type deal.
No, it was like a list of all of them in order.
Oh yeah, it says right here that the series takes place in 2120, 2 years before the events of the original film. Takes place in 2122.
Yes.
17 years before the hit game Alien Isolation, and
5.
22 years before Alien Romulus, 59 years before Aliens and Alien 3. Damn, they have to shit down those signs. It's also been confirmed by Noah Hawley that the prequels. Oh, this is funny. Like he just said the shit off the rip. Noah Hawley did like Fargo, the show, and Legion on FX. He says they're pretty much ignoring Prometheus and Alien Covenant, so like don't even ask.
Sure.
Like we're not really touching on those.
Sure.
I kind of respect him for just being like, fuck it, no, it's not. So
No. Yeah.
the trailer looked cool.
I mean, yeah, because it seems like they've got some early version of synthetics in it. There is Wayland Yutani Company is part of it. It doesn't seem like it seems like there's multiple monsters, not just the whatever,
they grabbed,
the
like,
xenomorph
life forms, right? Like off of
the xenomorph.
ship.
I think they said like 5 or something. So I'm curious with the Alien Earth trailer where they're going with it. Could be very solid. I'm more tuned into what's going on with Dan Trachtenberg and Fede Alvarez. They seem like it seems like they're like DMing on the side and like tossing, because even like in Romulus had some connection to Prometheus and Covenant. Like they touched on it without leading too much into it. But I like the direction of where this is going, like this whole franchise.
Yeah. I feel like when you're dealing with Earth, right? Like I feel like with Alien Earth, he's basically saying this is a prequel show about Alien. Right? It's like that. Like I don't feel like it needs to even really. It's not gonna really even have to touch whatever Fed Alvarez is doing, because it was 22 years before. But I feel like with both these, with Predator and this, it's like we're kind of just gonna have to wait and see. We'll have to see what is in the Alien Romulus sequel. We'll have to see what happens in Badlands. Because I just like it's all just kind of like rumors, hearsay at this point. So but it's interesting for sure.
Let's talk. Unless you had anything to say, Mike, on the Alien side, like let's transition to Predator. Go ahead.
I was gonna. I mean, we can. This is a good segue, I think. I have a big question about the power scale, because it seems like Alien beats human beats Predator, Predator beats Alien. Like that is throughout all the movies. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like a rock paper scissors thing. Do you want to give us a rundown of the movie of the week, Brian?
Yeah. So Predator Killer Killers is a sort of. It's an animated film directed by Dan Trachtenberg. It's a Predator universe. I would call. Sorry.
Sorry, is this Eric's movie of the week?
That's what I was saying. Like, I think it's technically mine.
I could just talk about. I don't know. I can
Yeah,
just
you
talk
just
about it. Eric, you
touch
can go.
on it.
I
All
low
right.
key just want to make sure we see 28 years later. That's my only thing.
Okay,
I was like, I'll
that's
wait
cool
a week.
with me.
All right.
That's
All right.
very cool with me.
But I'll just talk. I can talk about it a little bit. Yeah. So Dan Trachtenberg did Killer Killers. It's kind of an anthology animated film, sort of not. Basically, there's like 4 different stories. The 4th one are all tied together, taking place over different times on Earth, where a predator comes in, and there's a skirmish with a certain warrior at the time. The first one being this Viking chieftain lady. The second being some feudal Japan, like ninja samurai dudes. The third one being World War II. And then you see at the end that they because these dudes beat predators, they all get snatched. And the 4th one is that they go to the planet and there's a tournament. And I had some qualms with this. What do you mean they have to fight each other to then get the chance to fight King Predator to be the killer of killers? And then they basically fly. That's what it is. And I gotta say, this was a real roller coaster for me, because I have this. If you break this movie into 4 parts, I have 2 that I thought were fantastic. One that I'm kind of like, I don't know if we really needed that. Whatever. And then one where I was like, this feels like a different movie entirely. I don't like it at all. And that was The Bullet. I did not like anything about that. But yeah, it was people love it, the movie, and I think there's a lot of good things about it. So yeah, if people can start weighing in.
Yeah, no, this is something like a movie we had talked about on the pod a while ago. We were tracking that this was coming out, and we didn't really bring it up. We all watched this on our own accord. Like, no one said we went around telling it, giving us the homework. We all were interested enough to go watch it. I was very happy that this is like directed still by Trachtenberg, and you can see like his style still in there stylistically. Like, this is a beautiful movie. The animation, like I really enjoyed it, and for what it's worth, even like the 3 locations were completely different between like Viking underwaters at time, like Norse like fighting versus like feudal Japan and this beautiful like city running through like dojos and whatever, like houses, and then on rooftops too, then completely in the sky, which I will say the Bullet was beautiful. This is the World War II pilot one.
I didn't have a problem with the animation.
It looked great.
I didn't have a problem with the animation.
However, I agree with your point, Brian, and story wise, like Shield and Sword, those first 2 stories, really, like, I was like, where are we going? This is amazing. Like, I was enjoying it. It gave you, like, it's the emphasis on the action and what you're watching, as a lot of animes are, but it gave you enough backstory to make you care about these characters and what's going on, to the point where they're having their own conflicts, and then all of a sudden, homie, like, third parties them, just spawns in and starts wrecking their shit, and it's just hands on sight. And
yeah,
I like the concept of that. The third one took a completely different route, where it seems like they're just kind of, I mean, it is the same route. They're fighting, I think, the Germans in the skies, and then homie, which, by the way, with the Bullet, where it seems like we're going to talk about that one, that seems like cheating. Like, he gets to be.
That's what me and Cam were saying. That like, where's the honor?
There's
in
no
that?
sport in what he's
spaceship.
doing. He's playing a video game where he's got a bigger, better plane, and they got nothing going on.
Your ship could literally travel planet to planet, and they're in single prop fucking planes. Like,
yeah,
that's like a hawk versus 10 fucking like finches.
Yeah,
like what
and the whole
what
code of the predators is they're hunting humans and xenomorphs for sport, because they want to kill. They want to be the apex predator. That just that seemed like low hanging fruit. Like, you are killing bots by just going in and you still lost.
Eric, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm watching Prey and Predator back to back. I have some qualms with the Predators. I think they're punk fucking bitches. They have scenes. They always talk about being the apex hunters. Like, it's all about the hunt. And you see a scene in Prey where he's chasing Naru or whatever, Nara, and she gets caught in a trap. And then he's like, he doesn't kill her, because he's supposed to be like, I'm all about the hunt. And yet, whenever they start losing, they pull out that bullshit invisibility trick, which I think is annoying. You can't call yourself a hunter. Like, there's multiple scenes where predators getting their asses beat. They go, oop, pussy. The dude's in a fucking rocket ship fighting single prop planes, pussy. Anytime they're losing, they pull out a new gizmo that fixes whatever problem they're doing. Like, one point, Naru in the Prey movie is about to, she almost kills him 3 times. And he's like, oh, did you know that I actually have this thing in my elbow that will pop up. Like they're not that good of hunters. I think they're bitches. And the biggest one of all, Eric, was the bullet. Because I'm like, cool, man. He has shot down dudes who have like literally 3 hours of gas in that plane and a fucking 22 caliber on the front.
Yeah.
They don't even have rear view mirrors.
Yeah.
And you can. Sorry, I have
Micah, your thoughts. Get in here.
No, all this is totally valid. I did enjoy probably all the 3 like human stories individually to some degree. I think right after the first one, where it was a genuine surprise that she survived, they immediately panned to the guy living, and I was like, that takes a lot of the suspense out of it for me, because I genuinely didn't think they would all make it.
Yeah,
and I was surprised that they all did, and even to a greater degree, they also made it off the planet. That was also
she
wild.
Didn't even kill. Yeah, they didn't even kill Ursa at the end.
She
now
volunteered to die.
Now we're sparing people.
Yeah,
she volunteered to die.
Oh my god,
the power of friendship, man, it's powerful. I didn't have a problem. I really liked the first 2, especially obviously because they seemed like they were working for it, like they're top of their game.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, and then they just happen to come across a predator, and because they are so good at what they do, they put up a good fight. This kid is not presented as being at the same level as the other 2. He
just wants to fly.
It's like instincts and luck, and like, I mean, his plane is subpar. He's not a pilot.
Can
I don't know how he's
stand on
flying
the wing
plane
like that?
Well, Tom Cruise could do it. So.
Yeah, but can you say it was like hard to breathe if you were like pressed to the wing?
Well, also they I mean, at that altitude,
I know.
He should be struggling to breathe and also like kind of freezing to death. But like we don't need to get.
Yeah, it's animated. I get it. She was doing some crazy shit in the fights too that like you couldn't do in real life. That's fine.
Exists in like sub-freezing temperature. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
sure.
He did seem like an outsider in terms of like he wasn't. It should have been like, I don't know who like the Red Baron. It should have been the Red Baron versus the Predator.
Right.
Yeah.
Of equal stature, of a woman.
You had the young kid.
It's like you think about what the woman was doing, and she was like storming keeps on her own initially and stuff. Like she was a badass. This kid is a kid with a rusty, dusty plane
and a screwdriver.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like grit, spit, and
I freaked out. I think Cam said it. But Cam said that's when he's trying to do the flathead. We're like, yo, try a Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and my big beef was with like the 4th segment. I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like that they lived. I didn't like that they were there. I was like, what are we doing, man? Like, you bitch out that he had opportunities to kill them. Like, what are you teasing your food for?
Yeah.
Yep.
It seemed like this could have been presented as like, I'm glad it's a movie. It could have been presented like as some sort of like short mini series with the 3 stories. I think this is my question because it's obvious like Trachtenberg's trying to build his world and he's trying to build lore and he's trying to build characters. If you're gonna call it an after credits scene, shows the girl from Prey, being in the world, being on that same planet, like war planet, and it seems like that's maybe the planet that Predator Badlands is set on.
I think so, yeah.
And that was my other question was that one, they bring out that one Predator with the thing on and they blow his head up to show that's what's happening. And I know Predator Badlands is based off of like about one Predator that's supposedly like good going against the grain going. So I'm like, I don't know if that has any connection to the movie, what they're going for here. I'd just be curious to see if this is something where if Trachtenberg gets to keep making these movies, if he live action casts any of these characters he builds, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he brought in the girl, I mean, or if they're going to continue the anime, but the fact that
I think it does. No, I think it's going to tie into the live action, man. I think you're right. Listen, I think you can complain about this movie in the sense where, like, one of the big things I didn't like was I hated Torres more than, like, life itself. It was too jarring going from a silent one to everyone just, oh my God. Like, I didn't care about any of the other plots. Stop talking. Why are they quipping? They can't even understand each other. I hated that. Anyway, sorry. That part's over. I get why I kind of saw it by the end. The only reason they did it, because we were like, what's he going to do on the tournament without a plane. They literally just did it so they'd have someone who could, in theory, fly them out of there. But my big thing that's not necessarily a bad thing with this, because I'll still see Badlands and it could be great and I might really dig this, is obviously Trachtenberg. Apparently there's like a lot of Predator lore. And obviously Trachtenberg is leaning into that with like the planet and the Predator culture and these tournament champions, da 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 da. And people are excited about that and it could be really cool. I just kind of like the more grounded concept of like Prey. I would watch a million movies with Predators showing up into different, like now he's in the like some Aztec king. I don't care. Do that shit. But I get they're kind of expanding. That's my problem with that. It's not that I didn't like the last time. I was kind of like, yeah. I don't know what you guys think.
I did have like dual feelings. I thought the segments were so good, but like the Viking one and the Samurai one, I was like, man, I wish we got a full feature length live action version of this. Because it was so cool, and you could really do like, I mean, imagine the Northman versus a Predator.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. God. There were so many cool ideas that they were showing, and listen, like I said, maybe Badlands gonna be sick, and this universe is gonna be really cool. I just kind of was like, oh, I didn't think that's where you were going with this.
I also don't think they're gonna connect the animation and live action. That sounds insane. What are you gonna do with a one-armed samurai and a boy?
I don't know. Right. To me, it's like if you had put this out as a show, right, and done like a mini series. Season 1 is those 3 stories. You don't even necessarily have to have them all live. But season 2 is just like you have some other 3 like people like you said, like Aztecs or something kind of crazy. Like
I don't. Yeah.
And I think it would be an interesting thing. Like you were talking about power scaling. Like I think about those. It was like on what was that? It was like Spike or whatever, where it'd be like
Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, Deadliest Warrior. Like you have a Predator versus a Samurai, who's gonna win? Like in this case, the Samurai won, but like they don't necessarily. The Predator doesn't always win because once you kind of got the idea that all to your point, Micah, they were all gonna live. When I watched Torres, I was just like, I have no stakes here. Like I don't care that his general is gonna die because that's been the ongoing theme. But it would have been, it'd be a cool concept. You know, maybe they need to get us in the writer's room. Who's to say?
Yeah.
The 9/11.
Listen, there's one last thing I want to say. It's just kind of a funny thing about this before we move on. This is, it's from the Viking bit. I keep seeing this happen to people in movies. It happened in Andor. It's happened to other things. Someone needs to start telling people that if you're going to go, like, dedicate your life with hatred, revenge, to find it, you have to be prepared for the possibility that they either don't remember you or don't give a shit when you go, you took everything from me. Because I keep seeing people get rattled when they go, like it happened to her. She's like, you killed my father. He's like, did I? And she's like, what? I'm like, you look stupid now. You got to be prepared for, like, remember in Andor, he did that. He got all shook off his game when he realized he didn't even know who he was. I'm like,
great scene.
I feel like if I had a friend who was like, I'm going to dedicate my life to this, I'm like, okay, but just, you got to be ready for the fact that he might just not care or remember you at all. So I don't know, I just thought that was funny because like this girl, she was so stoic, and as soon as he was like, I don't even like, I didn't. What are you talking about? I don't remember killing her dad. And she was like, broke down, completely crumbled. I thought that was funny.
Like her whole arc, and then another reason Torres was just a boy was he was a stand-in for her son. Yeah. I thought that made sense. I just wish he was better at whatever he was supposed to be good at.
She says to the Predator when they're leaving,
like, hey, figure out your shit.
I also don't understand. I think the pistol that Torres is given,
it's from Predator 2, I think.
I think it has some sort of lore.
It's in the movie you just watched. It's in Prey.
Yeah.
But I think it's a unique pistol. Oh, I didn't know if that was the same. I know there's the flintlock in Prey. I didn't know if it was the same one.
It is indeed.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right.
So, again, I'll be curious to see. It seems like Trachtenberg's forming these bridges. So I could conceivably see them do something with Badlands. Because I mean, the way they end this movie is clear that they have more of a story to tell with this, whether it's an animation or in live action.
They had all those people ready in the ships to chase them. Like where were those Predators just sitting in their cars?
They're just chilling.
Yeah, that was a quick get off. That was a quick get off by everybody. The U.S. Air Force couldn't scramble that fast.
No, they could not.
I also just think it's funny how the killer of killers, the King Predator, is like, you 3 fight to the death, which presuming they might get beat up after it's like, and then you can fight. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem fair.
Oh, it was
And how
cowardly
come-
from the jump.
How
It
come
was
they gave
cowardly
him
from
a
the jump.
they gave him a sword? They gave her a sword in the action, and they're like, "You get a pistol." He's like, "I had a plane before." I
Yeah.
don't know. I just thought that was funny.
That's totally valid. That is totally valid. I mean, it would be a wrap if they gave him anything automatic, but
Or
Yeah.
loaded
All right.
it. All right. Do we want to
Let's,
get into the draft?
Yeah, should we
Do
do the
this
ranking
Harry
of the
Potter
game
draft here.
first?
Tier list. Or
So
the game.
I think the
yeah.
way we do it's a tier list, so we can do the tier first. The way they've been doing it, it's like we all just go tell our number 7, and then we go
Number
or
8.
8, whatever number last.
Okay.
We'll just go through it like one by one. Doesn't have to be like a ranking. Hang on, let me share this.
Okay. I realized I
See-
watched all of these for the first time last year with Mike, and I realized I didn't give some of them ratings because he was like sitting right next to me, and he loves these.
He didn't want to insult him.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny about this one? I think there is a correct answer for the top dog. That's not usually the case with a lot of movies because it's opinion.
Yeah.
But I think there is a correct answer. But we'll get into that.
I think there'll be a wide variety between us, Mike having only seen these movies one time,
Yeah.
and then I know I've read the books and these movies were my childhood, so I spent
Yep.
a lot of time trying to think of I still don't really know if I am confident in my list, but I'm gonna roll
Yep.
with it.
Eric, why don't you kick it off for your last place one? We'll kind of breeze through this so we can get to the game.
Yeah.
I'm missing one.
The last movie split in 2.
No, I'm legit missing one. I only have 7 listed. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, well,
Is there a part 1 and 2? Did you get that one?
Oh, I forgot Half-Blood Prince.
there you go.
All right.
All right, my number 8 movie. Yeah, this is a movie I feel like it gets clowned a lot. It's a movie that I'm not too fond of in the grand scheme of things. It's still got its perks, but it's Chamber of Secrets for me.
Yep, that's what I had too.
It's still in the very campy vibe of the first movie. However, I find I don't know. Maybe it's the overall. Maybe it was a little tired in the
Eric.
second one, but the mystery itself isn't as compelling as the first one to me.
No, Eric, I'm the same boat as you, Micah. And I'll say why once Micah gives his. What do you?
All right. This might be extremely unpopular, but this is my opinion. Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Damn. All right, I get
It's
it.
not
I
a,
mean,
may I give my reasoning?
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
It's not a movie.
What do you
It is not a movie. It is. It is not a movie. It's like a 2-hour-long fight sequence.
He's not wrong.
which is fine, especially in the context of the other 8. But if we're ranking these, this is not a movie.
It sprints to the finish. I'll hold back my tongue on that.
I mean, it is the finish. It's just finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no acts in this. It's just finish.
Yeah,
It's
I get
only finish. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. My thing is, I had the same logic as Eric. I'll just put this in my 7. I think the Sorcerer's Stone, the first one, edges out just because it's the first kind of, it's the first one of the bunch. And Chamber of Secrets is the same shit. And also, besides finding out about the Horcrux, it literally has no effect on the series for the rest of the movie.
Which one's the Sorcerer's Stone?
The first one. It might have Philosopher's Stone written down there if you had.
I'm tripping. I'm so sorry.
You got Michael. What did you have? What did you have? No, listen. My
Philosopher's
ranking for
Stone.
7. My ranking for 7 is just listen. It's good. It's campy though, but it's a different vibe. I think it's kind of whatever. Michael, you can go ahead and give your 7th. Let's kind of snake through this.
If I remember this correctly, I think Goblet of Fire.
Okay, that's a bit nuts. Explain yourself.
Well, it was more like teen drama than anything else, which
actually,
I have no interest in.
Yeah,
That's fair.
fair point. They did that whole Ron and Harry and the prom shit. I could kind of do without there.
It's like a prom movie with some competition thrown in. It just feels like, it just wasn't my favorite personally.
Yeah.
Am I pissing you off, Brian?
No. It's definitely I feel like for someone who's watched the movies once, I can kind of get your logic. I feel like I think generally if you're talking to people who watching movies a lot, they would probably not have that one that low. That's all I'd say. But hey,
That's
sometimes
fair.
you need a fresh set of eyes.
When this came out, you're that age. You're like, I want to go to the school dance. I like, Susie in class, and am I the fastest at recess? That's where your heads were at.
I think that's why that movie works for me in a way. But to me, you're talking about teen drama. That's my number 7 with the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of teen. This is a weird movie for me because if you're talking about the books, I almost say this is the best book. And I tried not to let this dictate my movies, but I feel like for what this movie was given, the responsibility this movie was given, it leans a lot into the teen drama. I'm watching a lot of Ron in love with whatever her name is, a lot of Harry figuring out Ginny, Hermione, them all having their little love triangles. And then it ultimately, like, the emotional beats it's trying to hit on with Dumbledore's death and the reveal of Snape just don't really do anything for me when it's the biggest reveal potentially in the series.
Yeah.
And also it's once you hear the background on Daniel Radcliffe being an alcoholic, it's very clear in some scenes that he is
inebriated.
With the liquid luck one.
The liquid luck one is one thing, but in a lot of these scenes, he's just got the 1,000-yard stare at some points. And I love Daniel Radcliffe, but that was a tough movie for him. He was going through stuff, so that's my opinion.
Yep. Probably start moving a little quicker through these. Let's see. I'm gonna bang my 2. I have my 6. Then I'll have someone else go first. I got the one where they go camping, aka Deathly Hallows 1. Listen. You'll see very quickly with my number 5. I might just say it just to say it. I got Hallows 2 because Mike already talked about it. I didn't really give a shit about either of these. Like, cool, it ended. I'm done with it. 1 was just a little bit worse for me. I'm not gonna go into too in detail about that. Micah, why don't you give us your 6? You can go 6 and 5 or just 6. I just put my 2 there because it's
6 and 5. You're freestyling over there, but
I was like it's gonna be.
Mine is also Deathly Hallows 1.
Yeah, see, I just feel like it's not that interesting. I mean, I don't know. There's like a weird scene in that movie too where you randomly see like a vision of Harry and Hermione having sex. Where they're like naked, like kissing. It's weird.
What is that, like Ron's worst nightmare? Was that what that's supposed to be? Yeah.
Yeah. I Brian, you can just copy and paste what you have.
Yeah. The Hallows both.
Yeah, I have both the Hallows in the same point. I agree with I think 1 has more of a story than 2. To Micah's point, it's just a sprint. I still give 2 the edge just because I think it has one of the best scenes in the whole franchise with Snape's memories. And again, that's just a montage scene. But that scene still gets me when I watch it. 1, it was the first movie where you're outside the castle, you're trying to figure it out. David Yates had an impossible task with that. I don't think it ever really knew what kind of movie it wanted to be. At times, it's generally heartwarming. I like the scene where Harry and Hermione dancing, because that's just nothing like that exists in the Harry Potter movies. But yeah, ultimately, it's a little underwhelming. They do go camping a lot.
I just laugh about the things that are like, I think this is the movie, right? Where it's like, besides when they camp, that was like the best time they did about hiding. They were supposed to be on the run, and yet they only go to what is essentially a less than a dozen people, like their network of safe houses. So, shocker, they fucking found you.
Yeah.
They have to they go to the Michael, why don't you give us your 5 now, because we just got the.
My 5 is Chamber of Secrets.
Yep.
That hurts.
I did like. It's like a mystery. They're still young. The acting's not amazing.
Chris Columbus directing that still.
Honestly, Philosopher's Stone would be dead last, but I was going off pure acting. What's her face has come a long way. She's come a long way. She went from
Emma Watson, yeah.
Emma Watson went from the worst actor in the movie to the best by the end, and that is quite the leap to make.
You're not wrong.
That's what Alan Rickman said in his notes, which is kind of crazy they released those, but he said like Daniel Radcliffe will be good behind the camera. I'm not sure if Emma Watson, like, I don't remember his exact phrasing, but just like, I don't know if she knows what she's doing at times, which is insane to say. Like,
every line delivery was like this, and it was like someone told her once to open her mouth more, and she decided to really take that
I'm going to bed.
Unbearable.
Before one of you has, yeah. Well, she had that. I'm going to bed before one of you has another brilliant idea.
Man. Yeah, no, anyways, I can't wait. I don't know which movie this is, honestly, but I can't wait for the little brown girl to be made fun of by her 2 white friends for being against slavery. That's going to be good job casting, guys. They've done a bang up job. Oh, just wait until Snape, the black guy, is sad because the white girl didn't date him and he hates her son. That's good. That's good.
This show is going to have a lot of
We're
problems.
banging it out. We're banging it out. No one else has been. I mean, what are they doing there? It's a setup. It's a setup.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're trying to kill us. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Brian.
No, you're good. Yeah. So my 4, I had the Half-Blood Prince. This is one that like I feel like this is just right at the border of like the ones I kind of like indifferent about and the ones I really like in my top 3. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's where I have the Half-Blood Prince. I don't really have a lot to say about this. There's scenes I like. There's scenes I don't really care about. It's there. It sure is. It sure was a movie. That's my opinion on that. Eric, go ahead, bud.
Yeah. My 4 spot, I went a lot back and forth a lot. I have the Goblet of Fire sitting here at 4. I think this has some incredible iconic scenes. This is certainly, it seems like the biggest one in a way, the biggest set pieces going on. Really amped up the magic compared to the first 3. And then obviously the introduction of Ralph Fiennes. And I think they did a good job of introducing him because that's the big bad. And I was scared of him as a kid when he popped up and did his little snake eyes thing. And I enjoyed the suspense. You feel like you're kind of being led down this mysterious path. So yeah, good one for me.
He's such a random. He's so funny about that. Sorry, quick point on Goblet of Fire. Like the Harry Potter franchise, obviously everything since Order of the Phoenix onwards has been David Yates. And then you have Chris Columbus of I think he's affiliated with the Goonies. He did Home Alone. He did the first 2. And you have Alfonso Cuarón, very famous director, for the 3rd. It's the most random director for the 4th one.
Yeah, he's like a
Mike Newell. I didn't even know who he was. Is he a stage guy?
Productions, and I think he.
Oh, that
I remember
makes
in like
sense.
the reunion movie they talked about it, where he was like, I wanted to bring this like grand, like boisterous voice to Hogwarts and make it very like bigger than the world. Which compared to the last 3, it did that. So, or the previous 3. But Micah, on you.
Yeah, Micah, go ahead. Give it 4.
I'm with you again, Brian. I put Half-Blood Prince. I think I might be misremembering what's happening in all these movies, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's just like Half-Blood Prince is one that always I'm kind of like, okay, he's got the book. They're trying to figure out what Slug what's his face told Tom Riddle.
Oh, is that okay? Can I do an
That's one they're trying
addendum?
to do. Yeah, go ahead. Well, sure, I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I switch my 7 and my 4?
Oh, did you misremember the Goblet of Fire?
Actually, can I switch 7 and 5? Sorry.
All right.
That makes sense.
Sorry.
That's valid.
I get it. All right. At my number 3, I have one that I'm a little higher on than most people. I have Order of the Phoenix. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans. So I don't know why, but I'm a big fan of the whole ministry sequence, and I'm also just a fan of the whole Umbridge takeover at Hogwarts. I thought it was fun. It was a fun watch, so I just like this one. Yeah, I don't have to go too much detail on that because we're all going to start overlapping a little bit on movies, but I think it's a fun one. I think it just has a little more like movement has more of the outside characters I want to see, a little more movement than like Half-Blood Prince does. You know, like you got like Sirius and a lot of those guys there. But yeah, I also think Umbridge is a great villain.
Yeah, I agree. Is it me or are we? Yeah, I'll just go.
You can. You can go wherever.
My 3, I have the OG. I have Sorcerer's Stone.
Really?
I'm. This one just has the most like magic and whimsy to it. It's like a Christmas movie. Watch it every year, pretty much. Good memories associated with it.
Heavy rotation.
Yeah, like I'm a big like fan of the way this is just like. I feel like the mystery in this one is almost the best in the series. The way it's like you're learning the world as you go, and it did a great job of doing that, in my opinion. And
I mean, it's the first introduction to
it's the one where if it bombed, like, then we wouldn't have these movies. So I got to give it. And I still think the first Quidditch scene, like, it gets me every time watching. I get gassed up watching that shit. So over to you, Micah.
I will also put the Philosopher's Stone here because I think this one, obviously my late introduction to the series, and this one is very much for kids, starring little kids,
Yeah.
but it does feel the most magical. I like the way it looks a lot. It's very practical, and it's chock full of like just great British actors. And right from the start, you can tell they had a great design. They were like, we're going to surround these inexperienced children with some of the most experienced actors, and it's going to just balance itself out, and we're going to just like crank up the fucking charm and magic to 11. And I think it really
And
works. I think
you
it really
did,
works.
and you also did handle a guy, Chris Columbus, who's used to directing kids too.
Yeah, I
Which is
think,
a good-
and
it was a good
it sounded
call.
like they took really good care of them. So yeah,
not like a hellish
this is a good
production.
start. This is a great start
Yeah,
to
I see
a
that.
franchise.
Yeah, I guess I feel like number 2 is coming down because I feel like I'm just looking at this. I feel like we all have the same answer for number 1, and it's the correct answer for number 1. It's looking like.
Wait, Brian, I know this pains you, and you haven't done it all ranking. Go in order.
Sorry, buddy. My bad.
Go in order, Brian. Go in order.
Fine.
4 and 5 back to back. You're out of control, Brian.
All right. Bye. My bad. I also was like, I thought this would go a little quicker.
All right. No, okay. You're right.
No, good. I had Goblet of Fire too. Sorry. That's I can cut that part, but that's what I have. I think I had a time where I didn't really like it that much because it was on like FX or one of those channels constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But now that a little time has passed, I look back and I like the whole Cedric Diggory stuff. I like the games, even though they kind of don't make any sense from a spectator sense. They can't see any of the events.
two of them.
See any of them.
The first one.
Well,
First
the
one
dragon-
you're
the
supposed
dragon
to
one, I
stay in the arena, but you.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But the lake one is the funniest one to me, and the hedge
just
maze.
sitting by a lake.
They went underwater and they just sit and wait. And then the hedge maze, they basically saw 4 people sprint to a hedge maze. Then all of a sudden, Harry and dead body just drops. That's what happened to that.
My son.
Yeah.
My boy. That scene is cool though.
boy.
All right, Eric, go ahead. What do you got?
My number 2, I have Order of the Phoenix up there. I think it sounds like, well, based off process elimination, we're all on the same. This is a hot take to a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people don't like this movie. There's the arguments that Harry's just angsty and whining the whole time. I think it's Daniel Radcliffe's best performance in the whole series, and I think him acting, and he talks about it in the reunion movie, but him acting alongside people like Helena Bonham Carter, obviously, what's his name? Gary Oldman was the biggest one for him, and then Alan Rickman, like acting against those and like sharing those scenes, like with those caliber of actors, he really had to step it up. He had a lot on his shoulders. This is the one where it felt like finally there were stakes in the series, and you got to see, like, obviously Cedric died, but you got to see a character you've known for a couple movies and cared about and have a lot of emotions with die, and like the payoff of like Sirius's death versus Dumbledore's is what like changes those two movies in my mind, like makes the biggest difference for those. And it's the one that tone shift David Yates like earned his stripes for the rest of the series, keeping it. So I'm a big fan.
The Fantastic Creatures.
This is boring, but yeah, mine is also Order of the Phoenix.
Hell yeah. It's
all right, Brian, take it away.
Listen, we can all give a spiel on this, but I don't usually say this with ranking movies where I'm like, because, you know, everyone has opinions. It's subjective. Like, you know, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings? What's your favorite this? Harry Potter is the only one where I say there is a correct answer. It doesn't have to be your favorite, but the best. What?
Right. Let's be honest, okay?
What?
This is
what?
That's not true for you, Brian.
What are you talking
Heavily
about?
opinionated. Come on.
Fine, but this is the one where I'm like, this is a fine. All right, they don't know that, maybe.
they haven't figured it. We're 15 episodes in.
Yeah, they haven't pieced it together yet. Oh shit, sorry, fuck. This was by far, in my opinion, the best one. Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's fantastic. If the only thing, is the Marauders map plot hole. I can look past that. I just think this movie's great from end to end. It's the first, like, it's such a unique one out of all of them.
Tone
and it's
shift.
like definitely going from the second to this one is crazy.
Tone shift.
Yeah.
It went from Christmas, and I don't know how to describe it. It went from Christmas to Halloween between like 1 and 2 to 3. It made the world scary, dark, like but it still like had whimsy in a way, but like a little bit more relatable.
Yeah.
Gave the actors more to do. And then it has the best scene in the whole series, which is in the Shrieking Shack, where
That's a
the
great
kids
scene.
aren't doing anything. It's
Kids-
just
Yeah.
those caliber of actors all yelling at each other, and then the kids trying to keep up. So that's my take on it. I mean, I could say
I love that. Oh yeah, sorry, Micah, you can go first. I'm gonna let you
No,
go.
I love the tone shift watching these. This was very welcomed, and I'm glad it got serious. I just like like take it serious, get dark. I liked it. Put the kids in danger. I don't know, almost kill them. I don't know. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, this
I
is
think
when like everybody took a step up. I think with this movie.
Yeah. And like I did love one of the things I really like in the movie. Obviously, I know like it kind of raised the question where like why wouldn't they use that again with the time turning thing? Once you get over the fact that like that seems like that'd been useful later on, the whole payoff, the way it like if you like the things that happen and the way it pays off at the end, I think is great. And I'm not gonna pretend like I don't get like a little bit of like a goosebumps when he hits that fucking Patronus charm at the end. That shit was dope. Just a big fan of this movie. Definitely my favorite out of the bunch.
All right,
That's
well,
our
in the
list.
books. So you said you got a
Holy
game
shit.
for us, Brian.
Yeah, I do.
It's a whale of an
Get into that.
episode. I love it.
I'm gonna be running in the dark. I was like, yeah, I'll be like 7:30. Yeah. So basically, what I did, guys, let me share my thing real quick. Is have you heard of the game Framed?
Framed.
It's kind of like one of those Wordle puzzle games where basically it's going to show a frame from a movie. They get progressively
Oh.
easier as you go, and you
Okay.
have 6 guesses to try to get them, right? And as obviously as you go, the frames get a little more obvious and easy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I basically went through a bunch of random ones, and I picked 20. We can do it shorter, 20. So there'll be 10 each for you guys to go back and forth, and its order's random. So whoever goes first, it's going to be back and forth. I didn't like to stack them in a certain way. I think the best way to do it is like if you get it on the first try, it's 6 point, right? And so on and so forth. And if you don't get the movie by the end, you don't get any points. But I don't think that will happen because I did try to pick movies that I feel like we all at least, even if you haven't seen it, you've at least heard of it.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm trying to understand. Is it like you show one frame and then you'll show more frames?
Yeah, so I'll show you a frame and you get
Okay,
you get a guess. And you get a guess. And if it's wrong, then we go to the next. If you get it right, that's 6 points. If you get it wrong, we go to the next frame.
And for anyone on audio listeners, we'll try and describe what we're looking at.
This is kind of a tough audio.
But we'll try to describe.
All right, who wants to
what
go
we're
first?
Yeah, I'll
Who gets to
do
go
it.
first?
I'll go.
All right. Sorry, this doesn't have a search function.
What am I looking at?
This took a lot, dude. I had to go like random, and then because there were a bunch of movies that didn't really work. So here we go. First guess, Eric. I'm not going to type them in. I'm just because I have the list of what it is.
what that.
Oh,
Say
do you
Boston.
need to get? Yeah, I can read you the words, Eric, if it on screen if it's too small. It does say South Boston.
I'm just blind. Who's that kid? In Boston, I don't remember.
Keep in mind, the first frame is always the most like vague and like harder to decipher, and it'll get. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at a kid in a blue jersey that says Boston holding a baseball bat. Blue sky. At first, when I looked at it, I thought it was Dr. Sleep, but that's not my guess. Give me another frame. You
You don't want to guess? You want another frame?
No, give me another frame.
All right.
And now I'm seeing a basketball court that makes me think city. I mean, if we're sticking with the Boston theme, that lends itself to a couple Boston-related movies like The Town or Departed, but I don't remember.
You can
any.
guess, and if you get it wrong, you can just move. It'll just move on to the next frame.
Okay.
So
I'll say.
I was gonna say you can guess each frame. You just move. If you get it wrong, you move
that
down
makes
it.
sense.
That's why I was wondering why you just skipped. I was like, you can just move down it.
Oh,
the
okay. I'll say The Departed.
So take a
then.
guess. So that's wrong. So now you can still get 4 points. Got it.
You got it, Eric. I believe in you.
I mean, I'm looking at.
You're on the right track with the You were right about the Boston thing.
Woman
So
wearing
keep rolling.
glasses. I don't know what this is.
Take a guess.
The Town.
Nope. I'll give you a hint because in case it's too blurry. That is Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Is this Good Will Hunting?
It is Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, there you go.
So you got it. You got 3 points out of that.
Okay, I'll take that.
You got correct. So there you go. So it goes there. All right.
There it is.
Yeah.
I don't remember the glasses bit.
All right, Micah, you're up next.
Wow. Okay. I'm so afraid.
Here we go.
Because after what Eric went through, Oh my god!
Did you know that on like the first two?
No, no. My mind was in.
Yeah, some of the first frames are really hard.
What am I looking at?
So this is a beach with a little bit
It's
of
like
water,
a barren beach.
with some dead wood. And is this Manchester by the Sea?
It is not.
That would
Okay.
have been my guess.
Next frame. Next frame.
So it's a house, a modern house, covered in ivy. There's a family walking in. This the menu?
Is the menu.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Good guess.
Good tag
All
there.
right.
Yeah, so I'll give you kind of an idea with the 6 frames. Like by the end, they
Yeah.
make it a very
Yeah,
obvious
yeah,
what
you
it
know
is.
who
But
that
Micah
is.
got that in
That
2.
That was good.
So
Right,
Micah
they
got
came in
5.
on a boat. Yeah, yeah.
I don't
All right,
remember
Eric,
that
you're
beach.
up next, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't
I see
either.
that.
I need a 1 framer or a 2 framer here. Get back into
All right,
business.
let's go. Yeah, all right, here we go. Where are we? There we go. Here we go.
It's
There's
some
an eagle,
sort of eagle.
a clearly CGI eagle flying through a.
CGI eagle flying through. Man, this is a whole lot of bullshit, dude. It looks
you
like
could
like
guess, you might-
some sort of Greek sculpture. Is this like? You know, it's a weird thing. The first thing can't.
Just guess
I
it.
don't
It's the
think- I don't
first
think
frame.
you're
Guess
wrong,
it.
Eric.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
Wonder Woman, 1984.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Eric. Oh,
All right, I think we
Oh,
got
I
it,
think,
Eric. I
is
think
this got to be a Pirates movie, bro? Is that a coffin? Coffin
It's a
getting.
boat. Yeah, it's some type of box with looks body-sized ish,
Is this?
hanging off the side of a boat.
This isn't the Mummy.
It is not.
She looks so familiar. What am I looking at
so we're
right
looking at a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, woman in
like
a cloth.
full body.
It's one of
cloth.
the. It's an actress. I don't know what I
I
know
don't
her
recognize
from.
her.
I don't know what I know her from.
You know her from this. Is what you know her from. That's what you. I don't think I can name another movie she's done.
All right. I don't know. Give me another frame. I don't have even a clue of a guess.
You know what?
Bro, what
You might get a harder. So
is
you know what
this?
it is, Micah?
Is this
take a guess, man.
yeah. What's that? Is this like Clash of the Titans?
It is Clash of the Titans.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
got-
That's kind
Hey,
of
man,
what
you
I
still
thought
got-
it looked like. Like
You
some
still
sort
got
of
3.
Greek-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to go with your gut sometimes, especially on the early ones.
But I had no idea like who she was. That
Yeah,
just
you
threw me-
listen. You still got 3, man. That's not
No,
bad.
yeah.
All right,
I
Eric.
thought it was like 302, so I was.
It was
gonna
in
be
that. I
off
mean, you were in
as
the
well.
ball, but when you said Greek, I thought like when you were like, you know what I'm thinking? I'm like, if you could just take a shot with one of those 2000s Greek movies, you might hit it. That's what I was
that's
thinking.
a
when
good.
you were like,
That's good.
all right.
Okay, so I'm looking at a speedometer,
Mm-hmm.
miles per hour on the outside, so it's set in America. And he's going like 75. I don't know. But I also see some sort of weird dash symbol. Is this Transformers?
It is not.
I see money. Hundreds
Money.
being put down. Is this Baby Driver?
It is. Damn, Micah's curling.
Nice. Good find.
All
It
Look
is
at
right.
that
Baby
other
Driver, hang
pictures on this. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
guess Drive, but I would
Yeah,
have gotten
that
that. I
one.
would have gotten on.
And then you got that.
And there's Ansel Elgort
Yeah.
right there.
What's up,
Yeah.
John?
John Hamm.
John
All right,
Hammy.
Eric, I kind of feel bad because I don't know if this next one's really hard or not.
Okay, let me see it.
Eric,
Bring
I'm
it up.
sorry, you're getting absolutely fucked up.
No,
It might not be. I don't know.
I wouldn't have gotten the menu on that second one that you got. I would have gotten on
Yeah.
the third, but
Let's see. I mean, you might
So I
be
can't admit
familiar.
I'm
I
getting
tried
schooled.
to keep it. I tried to keep them all like I think to be like pretty like at least like known.
yeah.
Got a boat on a river.
Is this?
This one's a little bit older. This one,
Is this? Fuck. What is this like? The Jungle Cruise?
no, so I want to make. Actually, I'm gonna have to take a point for that. But I'm saying I didn't go with like something stupid like that. Like I feel like this is also older than that. I'll give you that much. But it is a jungle movie.
Can I give Eric a hint?
Yeah, go ahead.
Charlie Sheen's dad.
No, that's not a
No?
good hint.
It's
That's
not.
not
It's
true.
not. What's it
Oh,
called?
that-
It's not. Whatever it's called. What's his
I say
name?
there's actually a good amount of famous actors in this
It's
movie,
not
but this movie
Apocalypse
isn't
Now.
very good.
It's not
Oh, it's not
Apocalypse.
No, it's not Vietnam. They're down they're down in South America. I'll give you that hint.
On a boat, something's on fire. I mean, they're not on a boat now, but they're in South America and something's on fire. Is this? This isn't Jurassic World. I don't know that. That's not my guess. Shit, I don't know, man. Like,
Right, we're going next frame. She's underwater. She's trying to cut something. This one might have been hard. I feel like I knew this one, but I didn't.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
She's underwater.
Don't ignore me.
She's trying to cut something? Yeah, I don't know. She's got scuba
Right,
gear on.
we'll do another one. Got Owen Wilson behind a floodlight. I don't know if that rings a bell for you.
Dude, no, it doesn't. I don't.
Oh, damn. Maybe you don't know this movie.
I don't know.
thought you
I don't
might.
think I know this movie.
Keep going. Got J-Lo, Ice Cube,
Oh, I know
and
what
John.
this movie is.
Yeah.
I had
that's
an
what
idea.
thought.
What movie is this?
Oh,
Eric, don't give up.
No, I don't know what this movie is. Genuinely.
Anaconda.
And
I'm gonna give you 1 point. I thought actually everyone saw that movie. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I didn't see this. I saw the one, which
I'm gonna
is weird to
switch-
say.
I'm
I saw
gonna
the
switch
one in
one of the-
Placid Lake, but I didn't see this one.
I'm gonna switch one of these just because. Okay, hang on. All right. Well, I'll give you 1 point for that one, just for that, and then all right, Micah, you're up next.
Okay.
What number is this one? Jesus, this is not
Jennifer
a very effective
Lawrence did
system.
an Anaconda movie.
No, Jennifer
Lopez.
Lopez.
Oh, Lopez. I was like, what
Yeah, not-
movie with
definitely not
Owen Wilson?
Lawrence. It's early Owen Wilson.
Oh, dude.
Got a crime scene in front of some building next to a
Dude.
Bill's Jumbo Burger.
Fuck. What is this called? It's that Taylor Sheridan Western, isn't it?
I'm not giving hints.
Oh my god. With the two brothers. Oh my god.
He's got it, but you got the title, dickhead.
I'm fucking you. I know what this
fucker.
shit is. Like,
I know that's why, Eric, that's why I
Motherfucker.
switched one. I switched the next one for you because I'm like, you need a little more of a layup. All right, you get a point to that because you don't get the title yet until you figure it out. Here's the next one.
Hey, stop skipping. I haven't guessed.
you get.
Oh, fuck. What is it called? I have this. I own this.
Oh, this movie. It is one of the Taylor Sheridan Western trilogy.
It is.
It is the one with the two
and it's
brothers,
Chris
yeah.
Pine and that other guy.
Yep.
Ben Foster.
Yep.
For the life of me, I don't know what this is called.
I feel like I have to give it if you don't know the title. Well, you do know the movie, but I'm gonna see if the title clicks for you. Because you got the movie right, but you just don't know what it's called.
You're going so fast.
Oh, sorry, there's a lag probably. Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. I don't know. Robbery, bank robbery.
All right, Mike, I'll give you 3 points. I'll give you a half point for that. You know what I mean? Because you do know the movie, but you didn't know the title. It's Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Hell or
Thinking of
high
that.
water.
Dude,
No.
off the first image. That's bullshit.
I'll give you a 3 just so I can see if I can keep Eric in the game.
Yeah,
But he might get this
yeah.
next one here.
I did not know the title, so that's
No,
fair.
that's bad.
Yeah.
You could see the border
No,
thing on the first picture.
Here you go, Eric. I switched one because I just didn't know if the next one was a little niche.
Get in this shit.
We're looking at a HUD's display with a timer and some sort of volcano is erupting.
Yeah, it looks kind of new. This might be a Godzilla movie. The first thing that came to my head was, it's gone now.
No, but Chris Pine was so good in Hell or High Water.
Is this Pacific Rim?
It is not, but that was kind of funny what Micah just said.
Oh, what the fuck is this? I think this is a Godzilla movie. Is this?
Eric, I implore you, it's not a Godzilla movie.
It's not. It's not. What am
I thought this one would be
looking at
easier
right
for you.
now?
You got a bunch of tribes people on some type of alien-looking world. It's red trees. We don't have trees like that. Maybe that'll
You're
be
right.
something.
You're right.
Something mechanical behind it.
I thought it was Kong Skull Island. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that's actually not a terrible guess, but it's not right.
Do you know what this is, Micah?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Then maybe I'm just.
Maybe he's just good at this game.
Yeah, no. Give me another thing.
All right, well,
Man,
eventually.
Chris Pine was so good.
Oh, this
in
is
Hell or
Star
High
Trek
Water.
Beyond.
Oh,
It's not.
The other
Oh,
one.
it's Until Darkness or whatever.
I'm giving you a fucking 4. No, I'll give it 3 because you got that one right. I have to give you a 3. That's
Yeah.
funny as fuck. I was like, damn it, he got it. No, it is Into Darkness.
Into Darkness. Yeah.
There's Zoe.
There's
All
Zoe.
right.
You got
All
that off
right.
the second
That's-
image. That's great. I remember that being more cherry blossom than it was. That scene.
Sometimes people are good at this shit, and sometimes they're not, Eric.
No,
Like,
no. It's
Let's see. You
valid.
can see there's a lot more on the list here. Hang on. I'm gonna be running in the DAC. Let's do it. But eat some first. All right, here we go.
You know what all these are?
I went through them.
Okay.
I have a list with the numbers. I went
Okay.
through them. I didn't necessarily get them on the first frame, but I went through them and been like, oh, that's a relevant.
So
thing
we
to
have
do.
a
This one's difficult.
foggy clock
This one's-
tower. So it's maybe a school
I thought that was like
or
a spaceship.
a church, because that could also be stained glass instead of a clock. Perhaps if it's a church, it's spiritual. The smoke is spooky.
If you get this in one or two, I'm gonna freak out.
Is this Poltergeist?
Is not.
That's a tower. We have a single tower, also dark and smoky. I thought that this was set in modern day because of the last building. This building looks pretty old. So maybe we have a mix of future and past. Is this the Dark Tower?
It is not.
I thought that's what it was, Micah.
Yeah.
This man on fire.
It's the Green Knight.
It is the Green Knight.
I love
All
that
right,
movie.
4, not bad. Not bad. All right, Eric, you ready to go again?
I'd
like to think this one is good. Is one you can get. It is a Waney airplane. A Waney airplane.
A rainy airplane. I'm gonna guess. I don't know what it is. But there's a plane, so I'm gonna guess Sully.
It's not Sully, but
Oh, I bet.
there is pictures of a plane crash.
And it's on land. Is this the OG Final Destination?
It is not. You got a woman. She's the one from Yellowstone. I don't really know her name.
This is an easy one, Brian.
I know this one. Sorry, maybe not. You might get it. I thought it was easier.
Oh,
I would be so lost.
All right, you want to go guess? Sorry,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
these
just
ones
gonna
are
show
harder than I
actors
thought.
and
Jesus.
actresses, and I don't.
It's an upside down plane.
Oh, this is fucking This is Flight.
It is Flight. Yep. There we go with Denzel.
Oh, the Denzel.
Yeah, it's Denzel.
Yeah,
It's
there it is.
Flight.
I don't know. Maybe some of these are harder than I thought. I don't know. We'll see. Like I feel bad because it was a random. It literally was a random order, but I don't know.
When
if
you said
if
Sully, I was like, when you said Sully, I thought Flight, and then when you said it wasn't Sully, I was like, okay, it's not
Oh,
Flight.
I didn't want to. I mean, I could have just been like, oh, it's close. I guess.
Yeah, honestly, I should have remembered Flight when I saw the plane land on there.
This is me.
There's a wreck. Yep. There's a wreckage. Appears to be a
I
ship
think I
or
know
something.
what this is.
Yeah, Eric, I feel like sometimes some of them are just lining up that way.
It's a crane. A big ol' something is crashed. Is this Superman?
It's not Superman. There's a dude in a lab coat.
And he's gooing someone up. They're
Gooing.
getting gooed.
They are.
Is this Captain America the Winter Soldier?
It is not.
That guy. Oh, is this Deadpool?
It is Deadpool.
Okay.
All right, Eric, I think you should get this next one. I think. I don't know.
I added a lot
like,
of
that's what I'm saying,
pressure
I
with these. I don't know why the weird. I'm getting those. Like I'm like I knew that one from the first image because it was.
Yeah, I know.
Avengers
And the thing is too, these are like
carrier ship.
these weren't like movies I looked up. You know what I mean? Like I didn't look these. Like these were random. So you got a man walking through a graveyard.
That kind of looks like the baggers. That kind of looks like Keanu Reeves. Is this Constantine?
It is not. You got David Bowie and a mustache.
Is this The Prestige?
Is the Prestige.
Yeah.
Good work, Eric.
I remember
Nice.
him as Tesla.
Mm-hmm. All right. Micah, you ready?
All right.
Got a bunch of. There's a field. Looks to be children and a like. I can't call it a treehouse. It's a structure.
Is this Moonrise Kingdom?
It's not. That was my first guess. It's
That
funny you
was
say
my
that.
guess too.
Oh, mama.
Whoa,
What am
what
I
are we
looking
doing? It looks
Bunch of
like
lanterns.
a bunch of lanterns.
Is
Oh.
this with the beasts, right? The children's book with the
I
beasts.
don't know. You tell me.
I don't.
Where the wild things are? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, it's
But boy's bedroom, and he's lying on the bed, face down.
I have never seen this room in my life.
Wait, no, I'm completely off.
Or something harder, I guess.
No, this is good. This even like I finally get a hard one. I feel like I've gotten off easy. What is on his bunch of?
Posters.
Is this Jojo Rabbit?
It is Jojo Rabbit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
I saw a
pull.
Nazi
You would have
symbol.
got it. You would have got it by that one,
Ah.
bro.
I
Jump
saw a
scare.
Nazi symbol.
Jump scare.
Why does she have a beard? I remember that scene.
I don't know.
I think he's like, what did he wipe her with, like ink or something?
Yeah, something like that. Her little anti-Semitic boy. All right. I think this one is. I don't know if this is easy or not. I feel like I don't know if people remember this movie that well, but you look at space in an observatory, pointing at space. Seems to be looking at something.
Is this what's the new one called? Like Kingdom of the Apes or whatever?
It is not, but I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of missile-looking things, and there appears to be a shuttle in the middle, going up to space.
Fuck, what was that movie called?
Did I just like breeze through that? Sorry, wait. I'll give you a free point because it just glitched. So this is the second one. I guess this one doesn't really give it away. It's NASA, and then you kind of got the third frame. It's for free.
This kind of changed what I was thinking. What?
You can see both, I guess.
Oh, this isn't. Those other little things going out after it.
That's the question, ain't it?
I'm gonna toss and guess out. Is this like Transformers: Dark of the Moon?
It is not. You got Jonah Hill and Meryl Streep.
Fucking Don't Look Up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Eric, you kind of besides that one anaconda drop, you're still staying at the 3 range, which keep you on board. As long.
I see Jonah Hill's dumbass there.
I don't know. Hopefully this next one's not.
Meryl Streep in the back.
I don't know. I watched that movie
well,
one
that's what
time.
happens. That's what happens with the third frame, unless you just don't know the movie at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one, I don't know if it's gonna be easy or not. We'll see. There's a house in the snow.
Is the Lovely Bones?
It is not.
Is it Prisoner? Oh shit!
You want to? Well, you got to go. You want to go in that second guess?
I gotta guess. I feel like if this is the movie I'm thinking it is, this is a toughie, but I might be completely off.
This particular, it's 2 buildings. You're looking up them. Mostly sky in the middle. It's super sleek. That old house was like covered in snow. I don't know. It's probably like New York somewhere. I'm guessing.
I'm not giving you a lot here.
Is this Prisoners?
It's not.
You got 2 kids under the blanket.
This is not what I thought.
Oh, no, that's way too sleek to be E.T. What is she talking to?
This is not at all what I thought it was.
It's not another child. Is this E.T.?
It's not E.T.
Who the
What
fuck is that?
What is that?
It's a man in a wrestling costume.
What is this movie?
And it's full of
You're
adults.
gonna hate yourself. You're gonna hate yourself when you realize.
Who is that man?
That's not an actor I recognize. I don't know why he's dressed like that. I'm trying to put all these into context. It's an aged up party. And this guy is so clearly in a costume. I don't know. Next. Okay.
Mila Kunis?
Mila Kunis in an office building.
Oh my god. Is
Why?
What'd you say? Do you know what it is?
this the Amazing Spider-Man?
No.
Oh, Ted. All right, sorry.
Why?
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm not saying why. Why did they show those pictures for Ted? That's so fucked
It's Flash
up.
Gordon.
This is Ted. All right.
That was-
you see
Well,
the lapse
this
in my knowledge.
Eric, this next one might be hard. I don't know. We'll see. Snow.
Yeah,
Snow
it's
problem.
Snow on a lake. I'm gonna say like, oh, what was that? First thing that comes to my mind is the movie with Jeremy Renner and what's your name, Olsen, but it's like Wind River or something. But
You want to guess that?
yeah,
It's not right. I think this movie's pretty well known. I mean, it is the girl with the dragon tattoo.
bang.
Damn, good pull,
What a
Eric.
snipe.
Good pull, dude.
No,
Yeah,
that
it is.
one.
I didn't know if that that's kind of like a watch once movie sometimes. It's, it's a little
Yeah,
brutal.
I just remember it
But-
being in this very like cold space, and Fincher kind of can recognize what he's doing.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Look at that. I think we got a ball game, folks.
What's the score
Once we
at?
get to the final, once we get to the, you want a score check?
Yeah, score check. I'm floating in the
Hang
dark
on.
right now.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Let me count you up. Ricky first.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't exactly have a good score sheet going on here.
this might set a record for our longest episode. I'm loving it.
It certainly is. It's by far. I was like, dude, I'll do a long run after. We know like 7:30. I'm gonna be running in the dark. So there's Eric's score. Eric has 26,
Nice.
and let's see what Micah has. And it is dead tied right now.
Really?
Except, although I will say this is dead tied, but Eric did go first.
Oh, Mike is up.
So Micah's up.
Micah
so
can take a
Micah
lead
pretty
here.
much would have to get it wrong, to take a lead, but you are only essentially one turn behind him, like one
Okay.
score.
All right.
That's better than I thought
All
it
right.
was.
So, all right.
That's just gonna be a picture of Tom Cruise. I'm gonna get fucking.
Sorry,
kill
I'm
myself.
gonna find what I need.
Hey man, that could be a lot of movies.
Yeah. He's in
Yeah, I
a
know.
he's in a
Short hair,
plane.
wearing aviators.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Tom
a
Cruise
plane.
hanging off a multicolored plane. There you go.
Okay, everything's covered. There's a guy in a silhouette in an empty like attic library type space because there's empty bookshelves, big curtain that's draped, and a man in shadow. Is this Churchill?
Is not.
Another
Really-
shadowy
Really variety in the shots here.
Yeah.
Would you like another blanketed one?
a man who's sleeping on the floor. He's
Mhm.
in like a classroom. I see a chalkboard. Nothing very modern. Is I don't know, Da Vinci Code?
It is not.
You got a big
Big colorful party.
is this the James Bond movie? Um
It is. Which one?
is is this Quantum of Solace?
No.
Fuck.
What is that?
He starts at Dia de Muerto and he kills that guy
I know
in the roof.
I know where you're leaning at towards, but no, that's not right.
I don't think it's.
Oh,
it's
it's not a
not.
Bond
It's not
movie?
Spectre.
One guy, suitcase outside of a. Is this Brightburn?
No.
Not Bright. There's the one where he fucks that guy. Like, and he's
you
like,
got to get the title right,
drinking
man.
the bad water. Saltburn. Damn it.
Salford. All right. Man, do I give you 2 or 3? Do I give you 3 points or 2 points because you said the wrong title? I'll give you 3 because I'm sorry. Yeah, you get 3 points for that. Oh wait, no, you got it. You got it for the 4. Never mind. So Eric, you're down 4 points coming out to the final 2 rounds. So very, very doable.
Maybe you think you're getting away, Eric. Ooh, I'll take you down.
All right.
Is there like a Final
Let's
Jeopardy
see.
thing, or is it like a just last 2 rounds?
I just had like the last 2
Ah,
rounds.
bet,
I
bet,
guess
bet,
you
bet,
could do.
bet,
We could do. We could
No,
do
no,
like
no,
a
no. This makes more sense.
double down for the final. I just kind of had 20 that I put here.
I need to get.
All
I
right,
need to
here we
get.
go.
Like is this The Shining?
Bang!
Whoa!
He got it. That's a huge.
Woo!
pull
I know
for
that
Ricky
intro
right
like
there.
the back of my hand, baby.
Hey, there. That's a big pull. All right, Micah, coming into your turn in this round. Eric just took a 2-point lead going into the bottom of the 9th.
So I need
Are
2
you
to
ready?
tie. I need 2 to tie. All right. 3 to win, 2 to tie.
Wait, I don't have another guess. That was my last guess.
No, you want. You got it.
Oh,
You, no, you. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you have one more game. Sorry. There's still, I'm saying going.
gotcha.
Like,
But Mike has
just
got
going
2.
into this
Mike
round.
has got 2. Okay.
yeah. So
makes sense.
you have one more left. Micah has 2 left. All right, here we go. It's a helicopter.
Yeah. Is this another this got Angelina Jolie in it. And it's oh my god, I read the book too. This is so dumb. Is this what was that? What was it called? It's written by that same fucking guy. I think he directed this one, which is why it's not as good. Tyler Sheridan, Angelina Jolie, some random child. His family gets murdered.
Like
They're on the run.
in the fire in the woods.
Yeah, the bad guys set the forest on fire to smoke them out.
Is it a movie?
Is it like Fire Tower or something?
It is not. This one is tough.
That
I'm
looks
not gonna
like-
lie.
that looks like
That doesn't-
LA.
It gets easier,
So
but
that's
this
LA.
is it's kind of a crazy shot. This second one to put in for this, like, what? Kind of throw you off.
Because it makes me think it's set in LA.
Heat's not set in LA,
Is
is
a
it?
helicopter in heat?
I mean, no. One, no. Next.
Some dudes in the tall grass or whatever that shit is.
Yeah, there's a dead body being carried by a yak. Bunch of guys that look like they're in Vietnam, maybe?
That's what I'm getting between the helicopter and the grass.
Oh, is this Tropic Thunder?
What a pull!
Yeah,
Oh my god,
that's
he
what
got
I
it.
was thinking.
Tropic
Yeah,
Thunder.
there he
Yeah.
is. There's the kid.
All right,
Shot
so
of
you got
LA is
4.
diabolical.
What is he?
You got,
Flaming
you got
dragon.
4 points. So you have a 2-point lead going into the final round. So Eric, you need a good pull here.
All right, let's see what I got.
Hell yeah! All right, Eric, you're up.
This is Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Whoa! Damn! That's your first one.
Yeah, I know my
Putting
Godzilla
some-
movies. That's why.
Putting some pressure on Micah for the fucking final round.
Wow.
Okay,
So
how many
Micah-
can I get wrong? Like one?
You could get a bunch wrong, actually. Micah's definitely an advantage at this game, but if you absolutely blew this one,
Yeah.
Wait, so
Did you get time to
I
two-
got 5 points there or 6?
you got 6, so you have a 2-point lead. So Micah pretty much.
Wait,
if
I
he
thought I
gets
was
in his
down
first,
2 going into the last round.
You were. You
Yeah,
got
then
6,
you were
so
up
you just went up.
6.
You just got 6. And
So I'm up
now you're
4.
Oh, you got 4. Sorry, I'm stupid. Dumb. You're right. Sorry.
So Mikey can miss.
Yes, you're up 4. So,
Mikey can miss it twice.
yeah, he has to get on his third guess
Okay.
to tie. Two or less, he'll win the game. All right, there we go. I like that. I was gonna say that actually makes
Come
way more
on,
sense.
autism.
There's been a long episode. The math wasn't mathing.
Math ain't mathin'.
All right, this is it, Micah.
This is us.
Oh, that's us.
Oh, that's a crazy pull, damn.
It is so
that's what
good.
they were random.
No,
Yeah,
that was
beat
good.
by 2.
That was good. I felt good. That was
Yeah,
a fun ass
I thought-
game.
Yeah, they're
that was
like.
good.
Well, that's why I didn't really know what to do with the order because I put down 20 movies that I found randomly, right? Then I'm like, so they just go every other. So it
That should have
just
been the first.
depends on
picture,
what you
low-key.
line up with.
I would not have gotten us from this picture.
All right,
But-
there we go, fellas. Good work,
No,
Micah.
thanks for putting that
2-point
together.
game. Especially after,
All right,
especially
so
after
what
Eric,
is-
Eric started. Oh yeah, sorry. Go.
Sorry, what's the movie of next week?
Did we not decide who's doing that?
It should be you, Bri, because I took Killer of Killers.
You said you had an idea.
Well, I was gonna. Well, I could either just push back Life of Chuck, or I was gonna say if we wanted to delay, I would definitely put 28 years later for that. But if it's my turn this week, I'll just push the Life of Chuck to this week. I guess.
I won't be able to go
wide
to.
release
I
is
won't be able to go to the theaters.
Oh, okay.
Until if we're doing this during the week
All right,
next
we're gonna-
week. So
we might just have to do we might just have to do an announcement at the beginning of the next episode. Then, if I
yeah,
have to
we might
one
have
on
to
the
do some
spot.
brainstorming because I'll be at the
I'll
beach
think of
when I do
something.
my recording.
I'll think of something. Yeah, I'll
Probably.
think of something. I'll send it
I
out.
have one that should be
Oh, go ahead.
either on streaming or accessible. Tomorrow I'm gonna go watch The Materialist, the the sophomore directorial by Celine Song, but her first movie really good. Past Lives.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Okay,
make that
good.
movie of
I'm
the
gonna-
week. Past Lives.
Cool, sounds good. I can do, and then I can do. I'll do 20. I'm sure we want to do 28 years later anyway. I feel like we're gonna have to
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
And that'll be the following
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Cool,
Perfect.
that works out.
That'll work.
Holy shit, 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right, get out
Hey,
of here. I know you're
Thanks
tired.
for listening, guys. Why are you still listening? Get
Oh
out
my
of here.
God.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.